It's so good to have you on this midweek on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso on S3, and I'm having a great day because I'm in between two great individuals.
Oh, stop it.
Hello, guys.
Good morning. Hello. And now this is how you want to wake up every single day with these kind of smiling faces, and of course yours smiling right back up. I hope you're smiling this morning. Regardless of the weather, regardless of how you're feeling, we got you covered. For the next 3 hours, we are going to inject the positivity that you need into your life. It's going to be an amazing show.
Let's start off with that dose of the good stuff. Now, obviously, we're coming through to you, Mzansi. We come to give you all the good stuff, and we've got a lineup of exactly that for you this morning. We're spending the morning in the kitchen, firstly, with the very special guest, a familiar face of the Expresso family. We're talking about Zola Nene in the building. Yes, please. She's back. I know we have so many incredible memories to share with her. G-Man, that's why I'm diving straight into yours. Dude. You've got a lot.
I was trying to work it out. I might have done one of the first, maybe not the first segment with her, but I go on about like the joy of doing this job where you get to spot these people. So, it sounds bizarre, but I can remember when seeing like someone like a Andre Pollard, where you're like, oh wow, and I saw him at schoolboy level, like you're going to be famous, you're going to be something special. When Zola stepped onto our set, I was like, are you a chef or you're a presenter? First of all, like, so by the end of it, I was like, okay, you do you, girl. The rest of us will catch up. She is so authentic in what she does, but she was the first of this new foodie generation. And now, when you see the last 10 years, what she's done, the seedings that she's smashed through, the fact that Gordon Ramsay is flying to South Africa to see her.
You must know.
Oh, you must know. So I cannot wait to catch up with her because she's had such an incredible past couple of years. We need the plug-in. And we need the food. We need the food.
It's going to be so exciting, of course. And I think this is what we're talking about this morning to you, Mzansi. We want to know from you, when it comes to all the incredible dishes, all the incredible creations that Zola has put through, we want to know what your favorite is, because Zola Nene is back in the Expresso kitchen, and we want to know if you have a cookbook, or maybe you have a favorite recipe. Share it with us, Mzansi. Come through and use the number 063 408 8863 for me, dude. I don't know if you've seen her simple Sundays. She does like these braai dishes.
But,
it's so good.
I was about to say,
so good.
chops, for me, the fact that she is able to sell a South African meal internationally, like it's this elevated, fine dining experience. You're like, that's Sunday lunch, though. That's Sunday lunch. But she absolutely nails it. She's got some incredible cookbooks out. Simply delicious. And look at that face, that smile. I don't think she is incapable of not being that authentic self, but it sings in the food that she makes. And I know she's going to be touching on the 7 colors today just a little bit. There's a reason why she cooks the way that she cooks. Yes, culture plays a massive, massive part. But she just has such an amazing South African flavor palette. And we get to dip into that today for the Culinary Heartline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting! So keep those messages for Zoe coming. Hell, show us some pictures of the meals you've created from her cookbooks. We'd love to connect with you. But right now, of course, we do have to be sort of official and get into those duties like the news and the sports. Then the fun will begin.
Thank you so much, Jen. 3 minutes after 6 o'clock on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Let's head into your news, and we start off here with some national news, where at least 4 schools around Dalpoort in the Northern Cape have been closed due to a measles outbreak at the Dalpoort Combined School. Some 130 pupils, mainly in grade 4 and grade 6, have been affected by the outbreak. Schools will remain closed until Friday as a precaution, with only grade 12 students returning for preparatory exams. Now, the schools will be disinfected and measles vaccinations will occur on Monday. Parents are urged to monitor their children and keep them at home if necessary. CEO of Qatar Airways, Badr Mohammed Al Mir, announced in Doha yesterday that the airline has acquired a 25% stake in South Africa's Airlink. Accompanied by Airlink CEO Roger Foster, Al Mir said that this investment will enable Airlink to expand within Africa and potentially operate larger aircraft on select routes. The 25% share is the maximum foreign ownership allowed by South African regulations. Additionally, Al Mir said Qatar Airways is also close to finalizing a 49% stake in Rwanda Air to further extend its presence in Africa. Moving on to international news, Panama has begun repatriating undocumented migrants on U.S.-funded flights just weeks after President Jose Raul Mulino took office. Mulino, who pledged to close the Darien Gap, a perilous jungle route used by over 500,000 migrants last year, has taken swift action. The Biden administration agreed to finance the flights as part of its strategy to deter irregular migration. The first group, consisting of 29 Colombians with criminal records, was returned yesterday. Immigration remains a critical issue ahead of the U.S. presidential election in November. Malawi's former president, Peter Mutharika, has been chosen to lead the main opposition Democratic Progressive Party in next year's presidential election. At 84, Mutharika is making a comeback after previously indicating he wouldn't run again. He recently stated that his supporters urged him to, and I quote, save the country from President Lazarus Chakwera's leadership, end quote. Mutharika lost to Chakwera in 2020 after the Constitutional Court annulled the previous year's election, citing widespread tampering, including the use of Tipex on ballot papers. The judiciary was praised for refusing to accept a flawed election. Now, for this hour, we close off with this story in honor of Women's Month, the South African Police Service in spotlighting the remarkable contributions of Captain Marianne Nell, a dedicated veterinary nurse with the police's veterinary services in Bloemfontein. Captain Nell's work focuses on keeping the SAP's four-legged heroes in top shape, ensuring their health and readiness for crime fighting. Now, her commitment to her role is a beacon of inspiration for young women aspiring to join the police. In her own words, it's rewarding to know your services contribute to a safer country. Captain Nell truly embodies the spirit of Women's Month, proving that behind every brave police dog and horse is a caring and committed nurse. Some story to warm your heart right now. That's where we close up your news. Let's see what the women are doing in sports. Here's Graham.
Oh, you provided an impossible segue. Maybe Rassie Erasmus does it for all South African women every time he makes one of these moves. But let's start with our Springbok coach, Rassie Erasmus, who has strengthened his squad for the upcoming Rugby Championship tests against New Zealand, of course, by adding 5 World Cup winners to the roster, including prop Steven Kitsoff, scrum half Jaden Hendritzer, and then utility back Kanan Moody, all returning from injury. I know a lot of people saying, where's Kanan been? Well, Erasmus also brought back number 8 Jasper Visser and midfielder Andre Esterhuizen, and both returning from suspension as well. This is going to be terrifying for the All Blacks. In a surprise move, Montpellier lock Nicholas Janssen van Rensburg was also added as cover at lock. Now let's turn to footballing news, and still with an international connection. Bafana coach Hugo Broos has named a 38-member preliminary squad for next month's 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Uganda and South Sudan. So Broos, his charges open their AFCON account when they face Uganda at home at Orlando Stadium, and that's on the 6th of Friday, the 6th of September, and around 6 p.m. And then they travel to South Sudan to play their second match in the group on Tuesday, the 10th of September, obviously this year. Now, of course, we can get to the women, and I would imagine an exciting opportunity for the players, but heartbreak for the original host nation. The Women's T20 World Cup, originally set for October in Bangladesh, has now been relocated to the United Arab Emirates, and that due to political unrest in the host country. So the ICC announced the move after several participating nations issued travel advisories against Bangladesh. And amid ongoing protest, Bangladesh's Prime Minister fled the country and an interim government has now taken over. The tournament, running from the 3rd of October to the 20th, will feature 10 teams in its 9th edition. And after the last edition here on SA soil, we know what potential that tournament has for the players. So glad they've made a plan. Now let's turn to a rather spicy story in tennis that seems to have been resolved. World number 1 Jannik Sinner has been cleared of any wrongdoing in 2 anti-doping violations from earlier this season. So Sinner, you might remember, tested positive for low levels of clostrobol metabolites at the Indian Wells Masters in March, and in and out of competition sample 8 days later. Well, an independent tribunal has now ruled that Sinner bore, we quote, no fault or negligence, attributing the positive tests to a contamination from a support team member who had used a clostrobol containing spray on their own skin while treating Sinner. It's all in the finer details, but that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's get our first dose of Wednesday morning weather.
Thank you so much, G-Man. And let's dive into the finer details of all things weather right now. And the weather warnings have been issued across various regions of South Africa. Now, starting with a yellow level 1 warning for winds posing risks of localized damage, which is expected over the Chris Hani district of the Eastern Cape. Now, coastal areas between Saldanha Bay and Cape Point also under a yellow level 1 warning for difficult navigation at sea. Now, the Eastern Cape coast from Oyster Bay to Port Alfred faces a yellow level 2 warning, and that's for damaging winds. Now, while more severe yellow level 3 and 4 warnings are in place between Cape Point and East London. On top of this, extremely high fire danger conditions are anticipated in parts of the Northern Cape, the Free State, and the Eastern Cape. And alongside a cold front bringing very cold and windy conditions to parts of the Northern, Western, and Eastern Cape, as well as the KwaZulu-Natal. That's taking place tomorrow. Now, here's a reminder again, Mzansi, in the next hour, we're going to be sharing your sunrise view, and we love to do this. It puts a smile on our dial. So the number you can use is 063 408 8863. It doesn't matter where you are in the country or the world. We'd love to see how you are starting your day. And speaking of starting your day, let's see what temperatures you can expect for your start of the day. And we'll be starting off in Polokwane with a low of 9 and a high of 29. Mbombela starts at 13 up to 32. Pretoria, 11 up to 28. And Johannesburg starting at 10 up to a nice sunny 26 degrees for your maximum. Over in Mahikeng now, starting at a chilly 7 up to 28. Klerksdorp sees 7 up to 29 with sunny skies. Kimberley much the same from a low of 5 to a high of 30. And Bloemfontein starting at a chilly 3 degrees but a sunny maximum of 28 for your day. Over in Richards Bay, it seems like the sun continues from 17 up to 33 degrees. Pietermaritzburg starts at 10 up to a nice warm 34 degrees. Durban carrying on with the sunny conditions from 16 up to 30. And Mthatha starting at a chilly 6 but it warms up and brings on a beautiful 34 degrees for your maximum of the day. Over in East London now, it looks like there's some windy conditions from 10 up to 23 degrees. Craddock starts at a chilly 1 degree but moves up to 29 for the day. We've got GQ Gqeberha starting at 11 up to 20 with a little bit of wind coming through, and George bringing some rain from a low of 6 to a maximum of only 14 degrees Celsius. Over in the mother city, Cape Town, it seems like the conditions are very chilly and wet. From 7, you move up to 13 degrees. Worcester starts at a chilly 1 up to 13. Sutherland bringing in the minus temperatures, a -4 for your minimum and moving up to a max of only 11. And then we have Uppington changing everything, bringing the polarity from 5 up to 27 degrees Celsius. Well, there you have it, Mzansi, your first look at your temperatures, what you can expect all across South Africa. For now, though, let's see what else we can expect for the magic of this show over the next few hours. We got you.
Ooh, a great show indeed. It's halfway through the week and also the 20-something of August. I don't know where this year is going, but we've got some really great things updating you on entertainment news still to come as I give you some breakfast.
I was hoping so. I'm looking at the little empty bowls, very cute, tiny little empty bowls, but I thought, okay, if you just want a little bit, it's fine to start your day.
Yeah,
There she
not?
goes.
No.
Strawberry flavour, absolutely love it. We have the great pleasure in this job to walk into the studio when sound checks sometimes happen. And this morning was kind of an ethereal moment as we were busy getting mic'd up.
Yes.
Oh, the incredible, almost angelic voice of Shanae started to ring out, and that was just a sound check. If that's what she sounds like to us, to you, it's going to be a journey, and we're going to plug into her incredible journey in just a moment, find out a bit more about her, where she's headed, and of course, get a taste of her incredible music. Oh, look at you, man.
Speaking about a taste, let's see what this is about.
That's really, really good.
I like that.
Thank you.
Good morning.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. We promised you unbelievable entertainment. Well, you better believe it because she is here. Shanae is a singer and a songwriter who has certainly made her mark since officially, I'm going to say, starting her career in 2019. But I would imagine the journey began a lot before that, because where she is right now is manifesting the most incredible music and story, and it all comes to bear in a brand new album, Jordan. Before we chat to her, let's take a little listen.
I'm going through the Jordan. I'm going to wash these sinners white. I'm going through the Jordan. The well that won't run.
And ladies and gentlemen, she is here just for us this morning. Put your hands together for Shanae. Oh, thank you for being so glamorous at 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, come on. So good to have you here. So good to hear your voice.
It's so good to be here. Thank you so much.
How are you in these crazy times? We've reached that stage of the year where it's kind of the engine is going at full tilt, 6th gear, and we love it. How does that look for you? Where are you in your world right now?
Sure, it's been a crazy year. It's been so busy. And it is like, I mean, it's winter as well, but winter's ending, so it's kind of a new season. So it's been good. It's been really good. The momentum is still there, so I'm very excited for that.
I'm glad that you said that, because I was about to ask you, there seems to be an inertia. You get to a point in your career where when you're not even focusing on the progression of the career and the bigger picture and the brand, it's moving beautifully, organically, in its own way. To achieve that, I know it doesn't just happen organically. There's a lot of intention and a lot of purpose behind that. How have you got that right? Because in a very short time, you've been able to carve out a very solid position. I know your voice is gorgeous and unique, so that's a major tool in your weaponry. But for you, what do you think that has been? How have you found your hook?
Sure, it's been, you know, it's a whole journey, and people see the product of it, you know, the fruit of your hard labor.
The 5 minutes of it, the 3 minutes of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so much that you really work hard for years. So it has been a lot of discipline, a lot of focus as well. Knowing your truth, knowing your vision, knowing what you need to do.
North, yeah.
Yes, and that is like you're constant at that, and you know what your mission is. So it has been so good to just find that and know that. And it has, I mean, it's been developing as it's been going,
And then you get to release this young baby into the world that is an album that tells the story in the most beautiful way through the emotion. Talk us through the journey that led to this album. What brought this together, and what does it represent to you?
Sure, this album, Jordan, it's so dear to me. And like I was saying, I mean, there's a whole journey. So it's been 3 years in the making. The lead song, Jordan, was actually a 2-year process.
Wow.
So, you know, people hear this 3-minute song and they're like, wow, but there's a whole process to it. So I was very fortunate to finish the album this year. We finished recording it and everything. And then we released it after, you know, 3 years of working on songs and doing a lot of hard work.
So who's ready to kill each other first? Are the producers ready to kill you, or are you ready to kill the producers? Because you've worked with an amazing team, and I know you're only as good as the collective, the collaborative that you represent. But it's a long time to be working on a body of work. How does that creative process play out?
Sure, so you definitely bond so much in the process, working with your publishers, working with your playlisters and all of that. I mean, I have an amazing team behind me. And some amazing producers. Unfortunately, the producer I was working with actually just passed away. Unfortunately, like a week and a half ago. So, but the timing, once again, so significant because we just finished it, and it was
I'm so sorry. That's got to be heartbreaking, and the emotion that now must be connected to the music is incredible.
It means so much more. Exactly.
I know it must be absolutely heartbreaking to have to return to that material through that process. But like you say, these seasons have a weird timing to them that just, I suppose it's going to translate, because a lot of us are going to be feeling these emotions and thinking these things. When someone listens to the album, because that's what I love the most about our opportunity on the show is we get to have our emotions translated by amazing artists like you. What do you think people are going to experience when they listen to this body of work?
I think a lot of mixed emotion, and because I mean it's got different kinds of songs on the album. You know, you have your collaborations, you have your faster songs, you have your slower acoustic songs, but each song, because being a typical artist, you know, we journal our feelings into our music.
You channel, process.
We process it. So basically, each song has a story. And already I've had such amazing feedback where people have related to specific songs with their own stories. And that is really my vision, to be relatable in my music, not just perfect, but just relatable to everyone out there.
We'll call it perfectly imperfect.
I love
and that
it.
to me is just perfect.
I love that.
You sounded phenomenal, almost ethereal this morning. And if that was just the sound check, I have no doubt that we are in for something truly magical. Whatever you're feeling, we will plug you into the right kind of emotion this morning. Shanae is not going anywhere. We're going to bring you some magical performances from her. I want to say it just for you, but I think for us as well, just a little bit, but we'll see you now.
Thank you so much, G, and thank you, Shanae. Can't wait to see that performance. For now, we're going to continue down the channel of all things to do with entertainment as we catch up with our favorite celebrities. You already know this is my favorite topic, and I've got to get the boys in on the latest when it comes to the scoop, the tea. Hope you came thirsty once again, because we get started with Miss South Africa.
Ooh, straight into it.
Well, Miss South Africa alumni, to be more particular.
Okay.
Two of them, in fact. We're going to touch on 2015 and 2018, but let's start with Tamron Green Umalo, who recently gave us a really special announcement. So she has turned 30 years old. Happy birthday to our 2018 winner of Miss South Africa. And then she took it a step further and said, I got some news for y'all. I'm with child.
Oh, amazing.
She's got a little baby that she is carrying, and said that, honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better gift on my 30th birthday. And her and her man, Z Umalo, are expecting their first child together.
Wow, that is special.
So happy. We've obviously gotten to get to know her quite a bit over the years. I love the fact that she gets to have kind of quite a personal moment and go into the baby. Well, not that she won't share it with the rest of us, because she is very open and connected to her fans in that sense. But what a wonderful chapter in an incredible journey for her. Absolutely so happy for her.
Gray,
Well
you're a
done.
dad. What was that feeling like when you found out that you were expecting your first kid?
Terrified.
Terrified.
That's it. Terrified. There were no blue balloons, Instagram videos.
None of that.
It was just sheer terror.
Look at you now, man.
No, I'm still terrified, man. Every time they reintroduce themselves to me as slightly more grown-up person, I get more terrified. No, it's before and after. That's
Yeah.
the bottom line. It's before and after. And if you thought, and she's quite a powerhouse already.
She is.
And he's quite a powerhouse already as well. If we thought they were a power couple before, just wait till that button gets pressed, because you're capable of things that you never dreamt of, because you're doing it for someone else.
And every year you get a reminder on your birthday of a special gift. Like, what a cherry on
Shame
the top.
and Jack is born on Linza's birthday. So he took her birthday from her even, man. Jeez.
They take everything. No, we
tell
love
her
them
well
regardless,
done.
little
That's
bundles
awesome.
of joy. And we wish you all the best on your journey right now at Tamron. Let's move on to 2015's winner of Miss South Africa. Another person that I would say her and her man are a power couple in South Africa. Liesl Lorian Tumbeni, as well as media personality Dr. Musa. Now, the two of them, I've been loving their journey on TikTok and Instagram, and they've been sharing it quite a bit. And 3-year anniversary is what we recently saw them living it up in Greece. They're known as the It Couple. I don't know if you guys follow them, but you should if you didn't. They went off to Greece and shared their love and the fact that they tied the knot in 2021. Everything is a moment. They look like they're living in a movie.
Yeah, I literally was going to say that it's like a movie. The entire life, everything they do, it's like you're following this life sort of a docu-series that they've created, and it's like front row seats, but it really is inspiring because it's beautiful.
I mean,
It's
we
special,
know
it's real.
them. We know them. You know, it's so relatable in that sense. But she's so cheeky and naughty, and I love, because it takes quite a lot to step onto that pedestal to be an ex-Miss SA. It's so funny, but that's what you are for the rest of your life. And she has never towed the line. She has always just been herself. I can remember hearing her the first time I walked into a big room when she was Miss SA and thinking, wow, okay, this girl's going to do it her way. And what a way that
Fireball.
she did it. Absolutely awesome. But she is so funny. So this is kind of like, their movie's kind of like a romantic comedy.
I love it. And keep your eyes on their socials, because they are living it up in Greece. Express at the moment, just showing us all their pictures. I mean, look at that.
So new episode updates coming.
I'm telling you, season 3, we are here, baby. And we wish them all the best for the rest of their marriage. I mean, they are such a beautiful couple that really is such an example of love in South Africa, even at the level of being celebrities right here. Well, speaking about other celebrity potential couples, Doja Cat, maybe you've heard of her, one of the biggest artists right now, just 28 years old, has potentially captured somebody 30 years old. So she is doing, what do you call it? She's got, is it cradle snatching? No, the other way around.
Like a toy boy?
Is it toy boy? I don't know.
Ben 10?
There's an age gap
I don't think
there.
we're allowed to say that, okay?
Maybe not. Take that back.
But Joseph Quinn is the new potential person that has sparked dating rumors with the two of them together. You may recognize him from Stranger Things. He is a UK actor.
That's the guy.
Yes, it's him.
He is awesome.
Good. He's so good at what he does. And I just love the two of them together. Him with the bald head and Doja with the bald head. They actually look like they could be related.
Whoa.
Don't say that. I know.
No.
But I saw a picture and I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? But they make such a beautiful couple.
But like they don't also make the typical couple. That
incongruous.
it doesn't make
Yeah,
sense. I
for
never saw
sure,
this
yeah.
coming at all.
But when you see the way that he embodies that character on Stranger Things, the kind of confidence, I fell in love with him a little bit. I think in that moment, now I can get it, man.
You understand what
Yeah,
I'm
he's
saying?
edgy and yeah.
You have me.
Yeah, you break all them rules.
Well, the great thing
Absolutely
is that
cool, man.
Doja actually has kept her eye on him since Stranger Things, and she hit up one of the other co-stars, one of the younger ones, and hit him up in his DMs and said, "Hey, I'm trying to get the number of this guy."
That sexy man that you, yeah.
It's in high school.
Gee, tell your friend like I like him.
No, you got to write it on a letter. You got to write it. Give it to her. Give it to her.
And the worst thing is that he actually put it out there and it created some sort of beef. And people were like, why did you just give the number? Like, what are you doing? That was back in 2019. But now a couple of years later, they actually connected. And look at them. Potentially.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Oh, wow. So basically, Hollywood is like a big high school where kids, oh, you cheeky. You're so
naughty,
cheeky.
naughty.
I suppose fair game if you know the pup are there.
Yeah,
Just give them
a little bit of-
But was
little
that
spice.
early days? Because I see the hand was behind the back. So was it still like, I want to be there, but I don't know if we're ready for the media.
I think that's just how celebrities do it when they're out in public. Behind closed doors, though, that's a different story. Oh, we need to get into another story about Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, particularly when it comes to their children. I don't know if you knew that they've got 6 kids together. Like,
I thought it was 4. Wow.
insane. So many children, and 2 of their kids, in fact, the 2 daughters, well, one I think is a they, them right now, but Shiloh as well as Zahara have actually dropped their Pitt part of their names. Because Brad Pitt has been estranged from that split since 2016, and I don't know how present of a dad he is and what's going on, but they do not want to be associated with the Pitt side.
Whoa, so it's not actually like to do with the fame and everything else. It's actually because they don't want to be associated with pops.
It's with
disassociating.
Well, unfortunately, and I mean, I would not even speculate about what happens behind closed doors with a couple. So, but clearly there's been a toxic element within the relationship, sadly, with Brad and Angelina for a long time, and there's no way that can't spill over into the rest of the family, of those that you care the most about. I'm thinking from a father's perspective how deep that would cut, and I would imagine he's asking himself some pretty intense questions about himself and about how his world is playing out around him, because as we do often feel powerless when these things are happening around us, but chances are you will find a route back to a decision and act something that you have done, something that you can take control of. So I hope that he finds that place, man.
We
But
cross
that's
fingers
awful.
for that. That self-responsibility, that reflection. We hope that Brad Pitt really does.
I love you,
lean
Brad,
into that.
man. I love you, guy.
We do, but I mean, you know, maybe be a better dad. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I don't really know what's going on, but I think that it does say a lot when, as a nepo baby, you're saying, I don't even want to receive the sort of advancements that I could get being in that space and privileges. So, but they still have the Jolie surname, so they're good.
Still got mom.
Come on, can we get these kids on the show, please, so we can have a chat, man?
Next time, let me dial up my people. I call my people to call her people. Well, that is a wrap on your entertainment news for today on the local scene, on the international scene. I hope you enjoyed us spilling some tea today, but we still have so much more coming your way.
We do indeed. Obviously, I'm going to be diving into latest winner. We've got 4,000 Rand that we'll be giving away just after the break. So it could be you if you entered our competition. And if you're feeling lucky, then don't go anywhere.
Good luck.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's always so good to be with you right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is S3, of course, and my lovely. Today, we are talking about something that, honestly, a lot of us suffer from, stress. About 74% of young adults say that they cannot cope with the amount of stress in their lives. And it really is something that is difficult to navigate. However, luckily, we've got M&I to help us out. It is the Medical Nutritional Institute. And friend, we got someone who knows all about stress and how to cope with it in the best way. And this is why I'm so excited to welcome to the Expresso couch today. It is Ashley Smith, researcher from M&I. Hello, my Ashley.
Hello, lovely
How
to
are
be here.
you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Amazing. Thank you for being here, Ashley, because I feel like sometimes stress seems like it's something that's normal in our lives, and having it at a high level isn't normal, right? So this is what I want to ask, in terms of our lifestyles and how stress affects us, how will it affect us in terms of our future well-being as young adults?
Young adulthood is actually a high-risk period for future health. You put your body under tremendous pressure, and you might not always realize it because your body still compensates quickly and it can suppress some of the symptoms. But your lifestyle does damage your body.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time working to try and get your career started. There's a lot of pressure at work to perform, spend a lot of time behind a screen, not only for work, but also to relax. You don't sleep as much. You spend a lot of time in traffic. You don't have as much time for physical activity. And then also you struggle with the new financial challenges of your newfound independence. And all of this can make you feel overwhelmed, which can lead to stress that can ultimately affect your health.
Speaking of that, I was going to say that for me, I remember when I had a high level of stress when I was just coming into adulthood, I actually broke out into shingles. And this is why I want to ask you, what ways can it affect our health?
So stress can affect your physical health, it can affect your emotional well-being, and it can affect your cognitive function. So we need to look out for the early signs, and these are usually irritability, mood swings, pessimism, and then problems with your weight, your sleep, your concentration, and your personal relationships. Stress can make you physically ill. So it's chronic stress weakens your immune system, and it makes you more susceptible to viruses and infections. And it also actually increases your recovery time. So now you have to take more time off of work, which just adds more pressure because now there's more things to catch up on. So the important thing is to recognize these symptoms and to address them in time.
I'm so glad that you're here to help us out with that, Ashley, because I feel like when we talk about being South African as a whole, it's stressful, okay? But also, when it comes to our brains, they're the hardest working organ, but then here we are just neglecting it. So how does M&I think they can help us today in terms of not doing that and relieving the stress?
Neurovance Focus gives your brain a physiological competitive advantage. Some of the unique ingredients in Neurovance can help combat the effects of exhaustion, both mentally and physically. And that helps with your stamina as well as your emotional resilience during stressful times. And then remember, stress does impact your immune system. And so Neurovance Focus has got added ingredients to help build and strengthen your immune system. So it really is a great combination product to really optimize your neurological and immunological systems. And then the great thing about Neurovance Focus is that it's fast acting. So if you take it today, it works today. It comes in a really tasty syrup and in a sachet, and you can get it at your nearest pharmacy, or you can get it online at mnilifestyle.co.za. And we actually also offer free stress assessments on our website. Remember, your state of mind actually affects your state of health. And so what these stress assessments do is they help to gauge how much stress is actually affecting you in your daily lives. And then if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact us at expert@mnilifestyle.co.za.
Ashley, I feel like you had me at advantage and also the free assessment. Because having an advantage over this life, I think sometimes we need it. And having that help from M&I, I think is so great because we do need to be able to focus and do all of these things. And sometimes stress doesn't allow us to. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It is all about that optimal health and wellness and how we can get there. And this is why, my friend, on your journey of stress management, it is all about helping out with M&I and, of course, Neurovance Focus. I do believe we're going on this journey together to be less stressed South Africans, and this is where it starts. You're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3.
Oh, thank you so much, my gorgeous friend. I think you feel you're bulletproof when you're young. You kind of feel like you've got limitless reserves. Trust me, a few years later, 10, 20, 30 years, you start to see the accumulative effect of that stress. If you're feeling it right now, take a practical step right now. Thank you so much, ladies, for a brilliant discussion. Love that.
Couldn't agree
Love
with you more,
that.
G-Man. And I think it's such an important time for us to really put that effort into looking after ourselves and elevating our health. As you've seen from the weather warnings already today, it is getting cold.
But also,
It's
don't
getting
wear
chilly.
it like a badge of honor, your stress and your anxiety. It's not a good thing for you, man. It's not. Don't let it validate you. Don't let it validate you. I love the way that we get to then offer maybe a silver lining, if you will, on all the stress of today. Brightening up your day starts with having effective medication. We know that to help get you back into tip-top shape in no time. And as well said, with the winter pressures facing, we need someone in our corner. And Carenza Parisi has done that and more. They gave you guys the chance to win 4,000 Rand to make the cold and flu battle that much easier.
Yeah, and it was easy to get involved in this one because all you had to do was tell us how you support your immune system before the winter flu hits. And today, we are announcing our lucky winner.
Can we get a drum roll, please?
Drum roll. Put your hands together for...
Let's
Lesedi Salome!
Congratulations! So let's see what Lesedi had to say. This was her comment. It was mother and daughter picnic day at school. Ooh, she sets the scene. I was supposed to attend and looking forward to having a good time with my daughter. But flu happened. Blocked running nose and headache was the end of me. I couldn't attend. It was so heartbreaking for my daughter, but she did understand. Hashtag Adcock OTC winter. That was the most wonderful story.
Oh, can you just read back for the rest of the day?
I feel so bad for her child now. I feel bad for her. Well, congratulations. You are the lucky winner. 4,000 Rand is headed to you. 4,000 is a lot of money at this time of the year.
It is a lot of money, and there's a lot that you can do with it. I hope that they're going to be spending it on themselves and rewarding themselves and hopefully making up for that lost mother-daughter picnic day so you can have your second round at it and you've got all the reason to get involved because hopefully you're healthy too. And I think this is giving you every reason to never fear when it comes to the winter sniffles. Yeah, I know you hate those. The fight is easier than you think, and that's all thanks to Carenza Parisi. Congratulations.
There's still so much to come your way on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We just got started and we're going to keep on leveling up because we have this wonderful woman that's going to join us on the couch. Her name is Natasha Peterson, and we're going to talk all things to do with events as well as entertainment with her company called Tasha Events. Can't wait to find out exactly what this award winner has to offer for us. Not only that, we're going to step onto the stage with somebody by the name of Shanae, and she's going to perform for us. We have such a great show coming your way. Grab your coffee, grab your tea. Good morning. Hello. It's Wednesday. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and we will see you after this.
Enter the Maggie Cook the Difference competition, and your Maggie recipe stands a chance of being featured in the Maggie Cookbook, winning you one of 10 sets of CETA accredited courses, each worth 10,000 Rand. Plus a chance at the grand prize and a brand partnership with Maggie worth over 275,000 Rand. Competition runs 7th of August to the 15th of September. Entry details and T's and C's at expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is, of course, Expresso on S3, and we are in August, which means that we are celebrating all the wonderful queens and women across the country. And we continue to shine that spotlight on women leaving their mark in their respective industries. And we now connect with Natasha Peterson, an event and project management specialist with over 20 years of experience. 2 decades, Graham.
It's impossible. If you look at her, that is impossible. Can't be that many years, from local festivals to some of the biggest global sporting events, and I'm going to call them moments for South Africa. Natasha's passion, her perseverance, her bravery have been the driving force behind some of the most memorable projects worldwide. So please, can we give one of the Women of the Year a massive round of applause? Don't even try to act humble. Come on, girl. Don't even try.
It's all real. It's all real.
It's all real. I'm so glad you're saying that, because I would have a feeling you would have stood on that stage when you did actually win the G Sport Women of the Year awards, not knowing why you were up there, because you're just that kind of person. Do you get it now? Do you get how incredible you are and the mark that you have made, certainly within the sporting space? Just mind-blowing.
Actually, when I was on stage receiving that award, it was very emotional.
Yeah.
And as I walked onto stage, I think with every step I took, it kind of started sinking in. And the minute I turned to actually make a speech and I looked at the audience, my heart just went and my voice was quivering. And I think it's really a key message maybe for 30 years of democracy is that you have to own what you've done. And you have to, take the small wins, because the small wins is what gets you to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And those doors, when they are opened and you choose to step through them, you never know where it's going to lead you.
Yeah.
Or kick them down.
Or kick them down. I mean, whichever kind of mood you're feeling in on that day. A little bit feisty.
Yes, always feisty. Natasha, you have mentioned 2 things that I'm taking note of as a fellow woman in this entertainment space as well. It's about the small wins that make the big win, right? But I wonder, over 2 decades, what continues to motivate you and inspire you to throw these events and to be part of mega, mega moments in South Africa and beyond?
So I think growing up, I've always had a passion that was nurtured by my family, like a passion for sport and music.
Yeah.
Right? And somehow my path has navigated in such a way that I've been able to always merge and integrate the 2, which has now led me to this moment and this point. And I think it's drive and commitment and striving to everybody says you have to strive for excellence, but I don't necessarily think it's striving for excellence. It's striving to be consistent with what you do and consistent with your growth. And so when you actually then see yourself having taken 3 steps forward, 5 steps forward, you go, okay, this is not so bad. I can keep going.
Let's move that line forward.
Let's move the line forward. And so I think that's been a key motivator for me.
How do you get the balance right? Let's talk about some of the most pressurized, high-profile events in the world, FIFA. When I saw you in Qatar, I was like, okay, it's going to be fine. She'll run it for us. It's sorted. And it was. It was the most spectacular World Cup that we've seen in many, many years. But you've got to be so detail-orientated, yet you've got to be ready to just let go when things change. How do you handle an event of that magnitude? Is it a superpower?
It is.
How do you... It must be.
I don't necessarily know that it's a superpower, because it takes an army of people behind the scenes to make sure that these events kind of unfold and that we offer this spectacular experience for the fans, for the spectators, and for the players, the guys competing.
For sure, you don't often think about that, but it's their moment
it's
as
also
well.
their moment to shine. So I like to say that actually our job is to set the stage for them to perform on.
I love that.
Wow.
And again, because of my entertainment background and always being focused on what that stage is like for the band or for the performer. And I think it's about staying ready. I think that's always been my mantra, is staying ready for an opportunity, staying ready to be able to adapt. Because every project team you walk into operates slightly differently, and so you have to go in with a spirit of collaboration always. And I think Qatar was tough because it was it was a beast. It was one city but 8 stadiums. You know, one country, 8 stadiums, and the team was, many of us only met each other for the first time. There were a few kind of common denominator faces that I'd worked with previously in Peru or in the UAE region, and so it's about going, hey, you know, first day of the job. How are you? I'm Tash.
Right, now let's broadcast to 350 million people. Let's go. Yeah.
And I think, you know, as this team here well understands, is you don't get a do-over. You know, tomorrow's a new day. So with every match that happens in a tournament or every venue that you go into, it's always about how do we think in advance. So you're almost doing risk management in advance
stuff that might never,
potentially
ever happen.
Yes, but the minute it does, somebody needs to stay calm and goes, right, we're switching to plan B, C, D, E, F. Yeah. And I think I've learned to hone that ability over the years.
Can I ask you this, because I don't know if you're allowed to until the book or the streaming series comes out, but what has been the most terrifying moment for you in this incredible journey, or is every moment like that? Because I know you bear the weight of all of our kind of hopes and dreams. You really do have that energy about you when you put events together. But has there been one moment that came close to breaking you?
I think there were probably 2. I mean, I can't go into too much detail about it, but working on Nelson Mandela's memorial event at Cape Town Stadium, that event, obviously, you know, he had passed away, and then we had 4 days to put that event together, and then there were teams around the country, obviously, that were working. And so I think the wanting it to be the best you could do was, there were a few moments where everybody was like, are we going to make this in time? It was, you know, these events were globally broadcast. The eyes of the world were on us in a different way from what it was in 2010.
Stood still for the right reasons.
Yes, but people were grieving. So when you're grieving and you're more emotional, your expectation of what that experience is going to be is suddenly so heightened. So it's, you know, do we have the right people saying things? Do we have the right performers? Do we have the right tech teams helping us put this thing on? Is the, you know, and then you're having to find the balance of kind of somber and celebration and respect. And so that was really tough emotionally, you know. But then you get the flip side of that, and you get the joyful anticipation and excitement. Is fast forward then to 2023, when I worked on the FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, and the fact that Banyana was there, and so I was working at I worked across all 10 stadiums in Australia and New Zealand, so 4 in New Zealand and 6 in Australia. And I was on a flight probably every 4 days, traveling to another stadium. And I was very lucky in that some of my movements coincided with where they were playing, you know, their matches. So that was emotional, because I just was like, come on, do it. Do it.
Girls.
Do it. It's my girls. But also there were South African fans, you know, who had immigrated there, who had now made their lives there. But I think it's that taste of home for them, you know. And so you stand there very proud.
Yes.
But for example, in the FIFA family, you know, people come from all the corners of the world.
For sure.
So you kind of stand out there as a very
You've got
proud
to be a
South
neutral,
African.
but you can't let go of that.
You know,
I get
We
that.
know you were wearing green and gold on the inside,
on the inside, and every now and again just putting a pin on, or my socks, or, you know, just sneaking it in there.
I am in awe of what
Honestly.
you've done within your career, because I'm feeling you haven't even hit your straps yet. I have a feeling the best is yet to come. I'm not going to let you speak any negativity whatsoever as the magic continues to manifest around you. But we are really so proud of you, and congratulations on being officially the Woman of the Year. Can we get a round of applause? Absolutely
Thank
love
you,
you,
everyone.
Tash.
Thank you.
Just keep on doing what you're doing, girl.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely blown away by that conversation. I think inspiration comes in many forms, and that conversation was definitely one of them. And I think Natasha's showing us exactly how you can make the most of almost any opportunity. So let's do exactly that, Mzansi. I've got an opportunity for you, and it's an opportunity to win 63 million rand. And that's in your total estimated Lotto, Lotto plus 1 and Lotto plus 2 jackpots, which cannot be missed this Wednesday. So don't miss out. And here's a reminder to play the Lotto for that estimated 16 million rand in Lotto, Lotto plus 1 for 12 million, and then there's Lotto plus 2 for 35 million rand. It's all happening today. Lots and lots of millions. Now, how do you do it? You can buy your tickets today in store. You can head over to the nationallottery.co.za website, the mobile app, there's cell phone banking, or you can simply dial *120 *7529# and then follow the USSDs. It is that simple. Now, a reminder, we are taking the opportunities today. So all these details are on our Expresso social media pages. So you can go check it out right now and make sure you get yourself in the running to win your share of, wait for it, 63 million rand. Yes, you are hearing this correctly. And that's in total estimated Lotto, Lotto plus 1 and Lotto plus 2 jackpots today. So all you got to do, Mzansi, is play right now. Yeah.
And yes, we're going to continue along that line of winning because it's a winning Wednesday. And we definitely have all you sorted on the Feel Good Breakfast Show that is Expresso. We've got the gorgeous Shanae with us, who's going to do a bit of a vocal warm-up because coming your way is an absolutely mind-blowing experience when it comes to music. And on the other hand, if allergies have got you down, we've got you sorted on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll see you after this with the gorgeous Shanae and all of us. See you now.
There are stories of creators, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it is the middle of the week, but we're going to make it feel like a Friday right now because ticking the box of entertainment, we have this beautiful soul behind me. Enjoy.
My name is Shanae, and this is my song called New. No matter how far, how deep, how wide you've come, no matter how tired, lonely or scared you are, when you're old, broken and bones, will you rest your soul and finally know you are on every part of my page? God, you're the wind inside of my sail. You make me feel like it is real. With you, all things are finally new. You give and you take, you wish and you make it through. You give and you learn, you give
Shanae, that was absolutely incredible. We told you you were in for a treat on this Wednesday, and we definitely did that. Please take a bow, Queen. Ooh, yes. And that's not the end. Shanae is back again, and she's going to perform a couple of times throughout your Feel Good Breakfast show. For now, though, it's just moments away from 7 o'clock. We've got to get into those national news headlines. Now we get started with Police Commissioner Fani Masemola, who has deployed a team of officers to the Eastern Cape to address gang activity and extortion. Now, the team, which includes heads of organised crime, special operations and intelligence units, will focus on tackling extortion for so-called protection money. Following a recent visit by Minister of Police Senzo Mqunu, Masemola stressed the importance of liberating communities from extortionists and urged residents to report them. Police spokesperson Athlenda Mate noticed that 722 suspects have been arrested nationwide for extortion over the past 5 years, with 52 convicted and sentenced. At least 4 schools around Dalportshoop in Northern Cape have been closed due to a measles outbreak at the Dalportshoop Combined School. Some 130 pupils, mainly in grade 4 and grade 6, have been affected by the outbreak. Now, schools will remain closed until Friday as a precaution, with only grade 12 students returning for preparatory exams. The schools will be disinfected and measles vaccinations will be administered on Monday. Parents are urged to monitor their children and keep them at home if necessary. Moving on to international news, Kenya's police chief has announced the arrest of 8 police officers allegedly involved in assisting suspected serial killer Collins Jumaisi Kulusha, who escaped from Gigiri police station in Nairobi yesterday. Now, Kulusha reportedly cut the wire fence and scaled a wall along with 12 Eritrean nationals. He had previously confessed to killing 42 women, including his wife. However, his legal representative claims that he was harassed and forced to make the confession, though prosecutors deny he was mistreated. Panama has begun repatriating undocumented migrants on U.S.-funded flights just weeks after President Jose Raul Mulino took office. Mulino, who pledged to close the Darien Gap, a perilous jungle route used by over 500,000 migrants last year, has taken swift action. Now, the Biden administration agreed to finance the flights as part of its strategy to deter irregular migration. The first group, consisting of 29 Colombians with criminal records, has returned yesterday. Immigration remains a critical issue ahead of the U.S. presidential election in November. And we bring it back home with your final story in honor of Women's Month, where the South African Police Service is spotlighting the remarkable contributions of Captain Marion Null, a dedicated veterinary nurse with the police's veterinary services in Bloemfontein. Captain Null's work focuses on keeping the SAP's 4-legged heroes in top shape, ensuring their health and readiness for crime fighting. Now, her commitment to her role is a beacon of inspiration for young women aspiring to join the police. In her own words, it's rewarding to know your services contribute to a safer country. Captain Null truly embodies the spirit of Women's Month, proving that behind every brave police dog and horse is a caring and committed nurse. That's your final bit of news for this morning. That's where we leave things for now. Here's an insight in what's happening in your world of sports.
Thank you so much, my friend. Let's start it off with rugby news. I think a lot of us are wanting to get into the mind of Rassie Erasmus. So let's open that up. He's strengthened his squad for the upcoming Rugby Championship tests against New Zealand by adding 5 World Cup winners, including prop Stephen Kitsoff, absolute favourite, scrum half Jaden Hendrickse, utility back Kanan Moody, who we've missed for a while now, all returning from injury. Then Erasmus also brought back a number 8, Jasper Visser, and midfielder Andre Esterhuizen, both returning from suspension. So a very strong team. And then in a surprise move, he's also brought Montpellier lock Nicholas Janssen van Rensburg in as added cover at lock, obviously. Now let's bring you the latest on the footballing front. And Bafana head coach Hugo Broos has named a 38-member preliminary squad for next month's all-important 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. And that's up against Uganda and the South Sudan. So Broos's charges open their AFCON account, if you will, when they face Uganda at home. And that's at the Orlando Stadium on the 6th of September. Should be a cracker. And then they travel to South Sudan to play their second match in the group on Tuesday, the 10th of September. So a very quick turnaround time. Now let's turn to cricket. Not the best news to report on for the host nation. The Women's T20 World Cup, originally set for October in Bangladesh, has sadly had to be relocated to the United Arab Emirates due to the political unrest that is currently happening in that host country. So the ICC announced the move after several participating nations issued travel advisories against Bangladesh. And that, of course, is amid ongoing protests where Bangladesh's Prime Minister, in fact, has fled the country and an interim government has taken control. So the tournament, running from the 3rd of October to the 20th, will feature 10 teams in its 9th edition. Now, the previous was absolutely spectacular. So glad they are still providing the women with that platform, but in a safe space. Now let's turn to another story that's been evolving for a while in the world of tennis. And world number 1, Jannik Sinner, it seems now has been cleared of any wrongdoing that was in 2 anti-doping violations from earlier this season. So Sinner tested positive for low levels of clostribol metabolite at the Indian Wells Masters in March and an in and out of competition sample just 8 days later. So an independent tribunal has ruled that Sinner has bore no fault or negligence through the process, attributing the positive tests to contamination from a support team member who had used a clostribol-containing spray on their own skin while treating Sinner. I would imagine a lot of bios and physios washing their hands as we speak right now, but that's where we leave our sporting headlines. We'll touch on them again at 8 o'clock. Let's see if the roads have woken up.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, let's head on to the roads now and see how we can assist you. And we're starting off in Bergville, KZN. Now, there's been a truck accident north of the N3 at the Bergville exit, and the recovery is in progress with heavy delays being experienced. So, again, if you are in the area, please avoid the affected area and try and make use of an alternative route. And again, our thoughts are going out to anybody that has been affected and impacted by this accident right now. Well, from KZN, we move over to Cape Town and Athlone to be specific. Now, there is congestion which is being experienced on the N2 inbound at Jake's Havel Drive, and as you can see from the visuals, delays are expected. So allow for some more added travel time and maintain a safe following distance. We're going to stick to Cape Town now and move over to Bellville. Now, there has been an accident on the N2 outbound, and that's after Broadway. So again, remember to buckle up and drive safely. And I think for anybody heading out on the roads, especially in the Western Cape, looks like wet weather and conditions. So plan your routes accordingly and drive safely. From the road to the sky, let's find out now what's happening in the world of weather. Now, diving into all things weather, and there are many weather warnings which have been issued across various regions of South Africa. Now, a yellow level 1 warning for winds posing risks of localized damage is expected over the Chris Hani district of the Eastern Cape. Now, coastal areas between Saldanha Bay and Cape Point are also under a yellow level 1 warning for difficult navigation at sea. Now, the Eastern Cape coast from Oyster Bay to Port Alfred faces a yellow level 2 warning, and that's for damaging winds, while more severe yellow level 3 and 4 warnings are in place between Cape Point and East London. Now, on top of this, extremely high fire danger conditions are also anticipated in parts of the Northern Cape, the Free State and the Eastern Cape, all alongside a cold front bringing very cold and windy conditions to parts of the Northern, Western and Eastern Cape, as well as KwaZulu-Natal, taking place tomorrow. Well, for now, though, we asked and you delivered. And this is that time for our sunrise view of the hour. And this one's sent in by Derek from Durban. And what an incredible shot. It looks like a still from a movie, to be honest, somewhere in Zanzibar, the islands. But believe it or not, this is KZN. I love the palm trees in the foreground. I love the hues of orange. I love how that sun is just looking so beautiful. It's like a perfect picture. And I can't thank you enough for coming through. Mzansi, you all are putting a smile on our dial in the studio and across the country. So keep it coming. We'll do it all again in the next hour. That number, as a reminder, is 063-408-8863. And that's your call to send us your incredible sunrise view. For now, though, let's see what incredible temperatures you can expect on your side of town. And let's start off in Polokwane. Now, you're starting on a low of 9 with a high of 29 degrees with lots of sunny skies. Mbombela, very similar, from 13 up to 32. Pretoria, the sun continues from 11 up to 28. And Johannesburg looks like a great day from 10 up to a high of 26 degrees with clear skies expected. expected. Moving over to Mahikeng, you're starting at a low of 7 up to 28 with sunny skies. Klerksdorp much the same, from 7 up to a high of 29. Kimberley starting on a chilly 5 but up to a nice warm 30 degrees. And Bloemfontein even chillier at 3 degrees to start the day but up to a nice warm maximum of 28 degrees. Over on the coast now in Richards Bay, it looks like a minimum of 17 up to a nice warm 33 degrees. Pietermaritzburg much the same, from 10 up to 34 degrees. Durban, sunny skies continue from 16 up to 30. And Mthatha, lots of sun, a little bit of clouds, but it's a warm day from 6 up to 34 degrees Celsius. Around the coast though, in East London, looks like the wind comes through from 10 up to 23. Cradock starts at a chilly 1 degrees, but up to a nice warm 29. GQ Gqeberha starts at 11 and moves up to 20 with a little bit of wind coming through, but George brings both the wind and the rain from 6 up to a high of only 14 degrees Celsius. Looks like Cape Town is still wet and cold, from 7 moving up to a high of only 13 degrees with some rain. Worcester, however, a cloudy day from 1 up to 13. Sutherland bringing the chill for sure. The coldest temperature starting at -4 up to 11. And last but not least, the polarity always coming through with Uppington from a low of 5 up to a nice warm 27 degrees Celsius. It definitely looks like there are varied temperatures across the country, but we have given you those warnings, so hopefully you can stay safe. For now though, let's see how we can possibly treat you and keep you safe when it comes to your allergies.
Right now, I want to empower you with information, and we've got the perfect plug-in. Health coach Meg Lagerway is here to tell us more about different treatment for allergies and what parabens are and why we should be looking out for them and looking out for paraben-free remedies in preparation for allergy season this spring. When it hits hard, but we have weapons that we can use, some bows in our quiver, if you will. Meg, thank you so much for joining us. I suppose the first obvious question, parabens. Am I even saying it right? What are parabens and how do they play in this space?
Okay, you are saying it right. So parabens are basically preservatives. They are used in foods, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and they basically preserve that product. They've got antimicrobial activity, so they prevent the growth of bacteria, mold, fungus in those products, and essentially extend the shelf life of the product, so you don't need to toss out your makeup or your pharmaceuticals.
Because I don't want to be precious about this, but we need preservatives. We would lose half of our food if we didn't have plastic and preservatives, and we love to vilify those things, but we exist, our economy exists, our health is very much underpinned that, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be moving forward. When does it become dangerous, or how do we now start discerning, are any parabens okay?
There's this consumer trend trying to move away from parabens in products. So it's really awesome to see pharmaceutical companies moving towards paraben-free formulas, especially parents with young kids are really looking to try paraben-free products.
And I think we've entered that era of science now where we now know. We can't just be oblivious to things and say, well, I didn't know. Now we can see the knock-on effect within our children's health, and that's become a big thing for me. I know you've got two young kids as well, so it does matter a lot more. You have a holistic view on health, and one of the areas when it comes to allergies that always hits hardest is you think it's the flu. So many of those symptoms immediately want to have you running for an over-the-counter that's going to address that. How do you differentiate in terms of your understanding of this space?
So I think the initial thing is trusting your gut. As a parent, you'll know your kids and what they're going through. But generally, what I've heard from my doctors is colds and flus will come with either body aches, temperature, or coloured mucus. And then your allergies are more like itchy nose, itchy eyes. In little kids, they'll often scratch their ears or, you know, have like weeping eyes. Those are more your allergy symptoms.
And with my child, it's time of the day as well.
Okay.
So it's weird how he'll be fine, and then suddenly it'll just overtake as we move into the evening. And I'm like, well, what's changed? What's happened? Did you get sick at school today? But you're so right. You know your kids better than anyone else. So take the time to investigate. We've done a lot of investigation around Telfast, and I've loved this journey because it makes my job a lot easier when I've got to stand here and be authentic about backing something that really does work. With the paraben-free element of Telfast, why is that such a big thing?
The move towards paraben-free products is huge. There are moms that are just looking to make that more conscious decision, especially when giving something to their kids. We want something that's not going to hamper us in our day-to-day activities, so it's not going to cause sedation or drowsiness, especially in your kids that need to go to school and function, and you as a parent.
I love the fact that you approach this from different angles as a parent. Professionally, you do know a huge amount. When we can get a product that is this effective, that is paraben-free, why does that make you so excited? Why is this such a powerful thing?
It's just, for me, it's huge to see a pharmaceutical company making moves like this.
Yeah.
It's very easy in the health space to steer clear of parabens, but when we move into this space, it's really encouraging to see pharmaceuticals making big moves that are going to just be a better option for parents for their kids.
Completely. And better option for us
And
as
for
well.
us.
Completely, because we need to take care of ourselves in the midst of the
keep
parenting
forgetting
battle.
about that part.
You're a new mama. It'll come back to you in about 5 or 6 years. You'll start thinking about yourself
Yes.
again occasionally, and you'll get there. But all the best of luck. Thank you so much for plugging into this incredible collective. The amount of information, education that I've received through this has been amazing. So thank you so much for adding your stamp of approval as well. I love the fact that we have weapons, a whole range of ways that we can deal with allergy season, but it all rests on a simple principle. We need help and we want it fast, and Telfast gives you that. Fast, non-drowsy, which is a massive one for me, especially for my kids, 24-hour action with Telfast suspension now in a paraben-free formulation to keep us and our kids prepared for all allergy season, whatever it's going to throw at us. Regardless, we will live our greatness this spring.
When it comes to allergy relief, your child deserves the best. Help them live their greatness every day. Nothing beats Telfast for fast, non-drowsy, 24-hour allergy relief.
Great conversation to the next, and look what we have here. Simply delicious, simply Zola, and I'm going to give you simply so many reasons to not go anywhere, because we're bringing these pages to life. Zola Lela herself is actually here in the studio. Yes, please! And we're getting absolutely excited to see her in the kitchen. We're going to talk about where she's at, her incredible journey, and hopefully bring some of these incredible recipes to life. We've been asking you, Mzansi, about some of your favorites, so come through. Lots of reasons to get in touch with this incredible soul over here and dive into something delicious. I hope you're ready for it. Get those bellies packed.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
This morning, we have the great pleasure. Did you see how I had to let the moment build just a little bit within myself of catching up with an absolute culinary icon, which is crazy because she's still so young. Zola Nene, the award-winning cookbook author, cook, chef, and everybody's favorite Zulu princess. She has revolutionized, no, she's my Zulu princess. She has revolutionized the way we think about food, from classic recipes done slightly differently to obviously her truly captivating personality. She has been, well, recently on every cooking show that exists on TV, because she is the source. Can we give yet another round of applause to this?
Round of applause to you guys.
Nah, man.
It's like coming home every
It
time I come
is.
here. And also, call me young more. Thank you. I'll be back.
100%,
I'll be back for more.
No, we love you, girl. And congrats on this year.
Thank
kind
you.
of stands out as quite a major year from you in your career. So congratulations.
Thank you.
It really
Thank
does. And I'm going to say it again. You are so young, yet multi-award winning already.
Listen to the young one calling me young.
Exactly. I've trained him well, my friend. I've trained him well.
I'm going to recognize it. Okay, but I honestly want to talk about this. What does that feel like? I mean, you've come from pretty much almost nothing to where you're at right now. Multi is something I want to celebrate with you. You're coming home and we're celebrating this one together. What does it feel like? It's been incredible so far.
It's amazing, and every time I come here, it feels like a full circle moment, because this is
sure.
where it sort of started for me,
Yeah.
right? It's the first place that people saw me on TV, and now, like Graham said, they're seeing me everywhere.
Everywhere.
You're not complaining, though.
No, never. But yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to do what I love and share that with people, and for people to receive it and really, love it as well. It's such a privilege.
Are you genuinely still loving it? Because it's often that our passions can turn into work, which then just becomes something that pays the bills.
The grind.
And then we lose that real reason why we started it. Have you lost your way?
I have not. I'm still on the right path. No, I genuinely love food and sharing food more than anything. So, yes, it is my job, but I'm lucky to do what I love every single day. And I always tell people that, you're doing the right thing, or the thing you're meant to be doing, if you'll do it when no one's watching. And I do. You see a lot of my food online and on TV, etc., but 90% of it you don't see, because I'm cooking whether you're watching me or not. So
Yeah, and
I
eating it
definitely
and
am.
enjoying it.
And eating it and enjoying it.
Because that's what food is supposed to be
That's it,
about.
that's
It's not
it.
for show, it's to be eaten and enjoyed.
Yep.
You're pretty hardcore on MasterChef. Okay,
Me?
I'm just going to say it, all right? Okay.
This smile and
Come
young
on.
face.
Exactly. But now you got put to the test against some even younger faces with MasterChef Junior. When you're working with kids, Tastemaster Junior, when you get to work, and we've seen some wunderkinds come through the Tastemaster kitchen, some incredible young prodigies. When you get to see the passion for food like that, in that form, unfiltered, that's got to remind you of how it all began for you.
You know what I love is that these kids, first of all, they bake at a level like no other. I mean, sometimes Fritz and I would forget that we're judging kids. We're like, this cake was baked by a minor? What?
A minor.
How is that possible?
It's a crime.
No, they're very, very talented. And I love to see that food has become so accepted and so trendy, if you will, that at a young age, kids are able to express themselves through food.
For
And we're,
sure.
I get to be part of that journey and eat their cakes and judge them and give them constructive criticism so they become better cooks, better bakers. So
How do you
that's what
judge
it's
a
about.
kid? Because, you can be quite ruthless when you have the experience like you do. And you want to be...
Ruthless?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And you
Say
wanna
it,
be
Ryle,
honest,
say
maybe,
it.
But you gotta kind of manage your words when
Yeah.
it comes to kids. Are you able to do that quite successfully, or is it quite a struggle?
I hope so. For me, I take judging really seriously as
Yeah.
a job, just because, you're sort of giving people criticism, or constructive criticism rather, to better themselves. So
Yeah.
you have to be honest.
It matters,
I'm honest,
though, yeah.
exactly. I'm honest in every sort of delivery that I give, but it is to better them. So I'm not unkind in the words that I, share the judgment with, but it is to help them at the end of the day. If your cake is dry, I'm going to tell you, my babes, it's dry. Next time, do this so that
Yeah.
you're better for next time. And that's the point.
When Zoe starts a sentence, my babes, then you're like, okay, just take a step back, take a step back. And Tastemaster Junior just absolutely revealing the best in young chefs, which we know is very much about your purpose is connecting people to the love of food, not this notion of high-end restaurant quality food, but rather stuff that we know, and then take it there, level it up, take it to that special place. You are one of the OG influencers in the game.
You call me young before, now I'm an OG.
Yeah, 100%.
Pick
No,
a
we got to
side,
get
my
real, man.
friend.
We
I
got to
told
get
you,
real.
multi-talented.
Exactly. You can talk up and down the chain, But the bottom line is you kind of started that industry, or you are one of the major players in that. Now you get recognized recognized, hopefully, by winning the Influencer of the Year in the South African Social Media Awards. You still put so much stock in that connection you have with your people through your social media platform. When you get this kind of validation, how important is that to you? Because it's not just an emotional thing.
No, I mean, just like everybody who does anything, getting recognition for the thing that you do and the thing that you love to do is always an honor. So, yeah, it came as a big surprise to be, nominated for Food Influencer of the Year. I'd love to win because it is a validation, absolutely. Yeah. So vote for me.
Yeah. There we go. You can see the details right now. SMS right now before you do anything else. SASMA 3 to 44850. Look at that face. How can you not vote for that face?
Listen, you've done incredible things, and you've done it in a way where you've allowed people to connect with you through food, through experiences, through memories. You've created these simply incredible books, to say the least. And I love how it really is allowing us to find that simplicity, but to still have that sort of that grand event still come through from something as simple as like your Zola's Sunday, Simply Sunday.
Yeah, my Simply 7
It's something that hits home. Where do we go to from here? What's next up your incredible sleeves of cooking and creativity?
I play my cards very close to my chest.
Do.
But what I can say is that there's always going to be more food coming from me, just because that is my love language and that's what I love to share and spread. And for me, the reason why I try to keep things simple is for accessibility. You know what I mean? Nothing is worse than somebody feeling intimidated to try something.
For sure.
So I pare it down and then we build up from the bottom up.
Can I reframe that and say maybe you don't know what's next for you because you've kind of entered into a space now where it feels like you could potentially be global. You could be on any international streaming service, any international network right now. We've had Gordon Ramsay come all the way to South Africa to come and cook with you, young lady. So that being said, what do you want to happen in terms of this persona and where you're going? Where are your dreams right now?
Gosh, I think my dreams have been realized so many times over that just more of the same in a bigger, grander, better way. I've been so blessed to have the career that I've had. So blessed to be able to sit here with you guys and reminisce over old times and be called young and be called an OG. May the blessings just keep flowing for me. I can't even put into words what I want to do next because I know it's coming. What's meant for me will be for me and it'll come and find me.
The algorithm is there. And I feel so blessed that I think I might have had one of the first copies of Simply Delicious signed and was able to give that to my mother. You don't understand. You can imagine if you thought I was excited about it, you must know anyone who's met my mom will know the emotional investment in Zola and the people on this show, but we are so proud of you.
Oh, thank you, fam.
Enough talk, let's cook. We got 2 sessions in the culinary hotline. Bling!
Ting, ting, ting!
Exactly.
Oh, I love her so much, and I can't wait to get into the kitchen with Ms. Zola herself. All of us, in fact, are going to get an opportunity to do so. But another queen that is cooking, not necessarily in the kitchen, but in the music block, is our wonderful performer today, Shanae, and she's joined by Hemel Besom. They're going to be performing a song called Jordan. It's going to blow your mind away, so take it away.
My name is Shanae, and this is a song that Hemel Besom and I wrote called Jordan.
Getting on a train and I'm headed west. I'm leaving town for a couple of days, running straight into an escape. These scars are running deeper than the blood in my veins. My tears are flowing stronger than yesterday, running straight into an escape.
Escape from the valley in the shadow of death. Be brave, be safe, what is better than that?
I'm getting up and I'm breaking down the walls. Fear has lost its grip on me. I am free.
Say, I'm going to the Jordan. I'm going to wash these sinners white. I'm going to the Jordan, the well that won't run dry. You know, the more I delay, the Jordan je dial-tone. I'm bringing himmel to a hell home. Play sound waves, bring a river to your cell phone. Give me 12 stones waar ik klaar hier. Ik zet het met mijn beeld om, Buster bra. Maar ik druk in die vel, hou mijn waterare. Hou die druppel voor een velblom daarom. Voor een orkaan tref, hou die voorkant bles zo. Als een oor die Jordaan trek met een vol vracht mensen die water uit droog daar waar Oostra weg. I'm going, I'm going, I'm going to the Jordan. I'm going to wash these sinners white. I'm going to the Jordan, the well that won't run dry.
Take me all the way. Take me all the way. Take me down, 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 down to the river. Take me all the way. Take me all the way.
Take me down, down, down,
Down
to the river. Yeah, I'm going to the Jordan. I'm going to wash these sinners white. I'm going to the Jordan, the well that won't run
dry.
Beautiful. Oh, we're not going to let them leave. We'll get one more performance. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much for joining us, Shanae. We are trying to temper the excitement in the kitchen right now. Why? Because our Zozo is back. Zola is here. And we're going to be working our way through her cookbook. Simply Delicious is going to be next. And we're going to be whipping up a beautiful courgette and goat's milk cheese quiche. A mouthful in every way you look at it. And then, if you're one of the lucky ones, in fact, one of 2 lucky people are going to be winning yourself a cookbook from Zola herself. So you better join us for the Culinary Heartland Bling. Ding, ding, ding. She still remembers. We'll see you now.
We connect more countries than any other airline. Turkish Airlines.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Yes, we are so excited. Why? Because today we have Zola Nene in the Culinary Heartland Bling. Ting, ting, ting! We are so thrilled to have Zola Nene back in the kitchen after all these years. This is where the Culinary Hotline began, my friend, with this incredible chef. She is not only gracing us with her presence, but she is also sharing 3 exquisite recipes from her acclaimed cookbooks, Simply Delicious, Simply Zola, and Simply 7 Colors. All amazing offers. And of course, if you have any questions, like we often do, please join the discussion. You can use our WhatsApp line, 063 408 8863. 3. But I want to add a little kind of side note there. We are going to be giving away 3 cookbooks courtesy of Zola. If you want the original plugin, she might even sign them for you. I need you to please share with us a voice note, and that's on our WhatsApp line 063-408-8863, explaining why you would love one of Zola's cookbooks. I'm sure there are many reasons we want to hear yours. It's that simple to use the words, and Zola is going to then choose the winner based on the voice notes she hears. So 063-408-8863, that's your plugin. You can go to expressoshow.com to get the terms and conditions.
Oh, yes.
Now, I've been plugging you as this traditional girl. It's just meat and it's veg. It's simply simple.
Yep.
This is different. Okay, this is one of those meals that my mother would have made and I wouldn't have been allowed to touch it or mess it up or ruin in preparation for like having friends over.
Oh,
It's
no.
quite swanky and we love it, using delicious flavor profiles. Talk us through this recipe. What inspired it?
Listen, no pressure, but you are going to get involved. This
100%,
isn't,
I'm there for
Yeah,
you.
this isn't a place where you're just going to watch me make stuff. We're going to make this quiche together.
You see what I was saying earlier?
Yeah,
You
put you
see,
to work straight
it
away.
comes.
You're
Okay,
going to
what
make
do you
the
need from me?
pastry. So
Okay.
basically, it's a short crust pastry.
All right.
In your bowl, you've got flour. You're going to add to that a pinch of salt.
Okay.
And then you're going to add that butter, and then you're going to get your fingertips in there and
just
rub
work
it
it
in.
through.
Rub it in. So basically, what the basic thing you want to do or keep in mind when you're making pastry is to keep everything as cold as possible.
Oh,
Yeah?
okay.
So-
Hence why the butter
Absolutely.
feels like small rocks in my hand.
Okay,
I thought it was going to be
exaggeration,
easy, which is like just crush it. Now I look like I literally have no strength in my hands.
No,
in my
yes,
body.
and aerate
Okay, but
it
now
as
I
well.
get
So
it.
lift
I get it.
as you
Yeah.
rub the butter in there. So the fat's going to obviously give us flavor. It's going to color our pastry as well. It's going to give us that flakiness or that crumble that we want. And then once you've sort of rubbed it in, you're going to add egg a little bit at a time until the dough forms. So this is the tart tin
Why?
that you're going to, tart case rather, that you're going to get to. And it's blind baked. So I'm going to get started on the filling for
Okay.
our quiche.
If you don't mind me asking, why do we want everything as cold as possible?
Well, for pastry, you want to keep everything as short as possible. So working the gluten as little as possible, etc., just to get that lovely flaky pastry texture. So having everything cold aids with that.
Okay,
Yeah?
I like that. It just slows it down.
It just
I like it.
slows everything
Okay.
down. So into 3 eggs here, large
Right.
eggs. I've added a cup of cream. And then I'm going to season that with some salt
Nice.
to taste and a bit of pepper. How are we doing there? You're good?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what the kind of net result should be, but it feels like the
It should
butter's
feel
getting
like
incorporated.
sand. It should be like a sandy kind of mixture.
Cool.
I'm also going to add to my egg custard some fresh thyme.
Ooh,
Great flavor to go with
lovely.
courgettes or baby marrows. And those are just grated. So once you blind bake, once you've made that, okay, so you're going to stir some egg in there, then give it a knead, but just a light knead. And then
Okay.
another tip when you're making pastry is to make sure you rest it in the fridge. Also to relax the gluten so that the pastry is lovely and short and flaky.
I like that. So short when you're working with it, long on the rest.
That's
Give
it.
its
There
chill.
you go.
I like that. Okay,
See,
I'm gonna.
You've always paid attention in the kitchen. That's why you're good in the kitchen.
No, the key is to steal your intellectual property and then pass it off as my own with
Oh,
the
is
next
that-
chef that
is
comes
that
into the
the
culinary
thing?
hotline. Okay, so we've got our first voice note coming
let's
through,
hear
and
it.
this one is from Tracy. Let's have a little listen.
Good morning, Zola and the crew. I
Morning.
would love one of Zola's books being 7 colors because you're supposed to eat 7 colors every day. And I love Zola. She is just the epitome of humility and love.
Aw,
I love
Tracy.
How
That
sweet
was
is that?
very kind and very sweet. I appreciate it. I really do.
Yeah, a little
Oh,
flattery
sweet.
goes a long way. Hey, that was a pretty good entrance. Of course, she could be winning herself 7 colors.
She could
with
indeed.
that entrance. The love is there. I
Oh,
know the love is
really?
always there.
Oh,
But
wow,
to have
that was
someone
lovely.
identify you as that, how good does that feel?
That really, wow, okay. Oh, am I going to
Hey,
get emotional this morning?
Oh,
Okay,
man,
so
that is
let's
too sweet.
Finish
Thank
this
you,
off.
Tracy.
At the bottom of the blind baked pastry case, the goat's cheese went on there. If you're not a goat's cheese fan, use feta. You could even use cheddar or Gouda, whatever cheese you like. And then on top, I put the ribbons, which I just made by using a peeler to slice your
Easy
courgette.
peasy, yeah.
Easy. Listen, there's a reason why Simply appears in all 3 of my books.
see.
Because I like to simplify things. Custard goes on top. This goes back into the oven for about 30, 40 minutes, just until the egg custard is set. That's basically it. and then it looks like that.
It looks
Gorgeous beauty.
spectacular.
Yeah.
Mine, granted, will look a little more rustic, I think.
Well, I mean, this is very rustic. If you wanted to get fancy with it, you know, you could line the ribbons, like inside,
You could
simply
finesse it a
delicious.
little
There's a
bit,
beautiful picture of how I styled it with the ribbons lined beautifully, lined up and fancified.
This says to me, now that we've discovered a mode, we can have a little bit of fun with this. And now I'm thinking, I can make a quiche. If this is what it takes, I can do it
You
my
can,
very
but
self.
only if you finish making
only
the
if I
pastry.
finish my pastry. So from here, when you say work the egg in slowly.
Yeah, so just a little bit at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just going to whisk it up. Okay.
Yeah, well, there we
yeah.
go.
Whisk it up before you add it, just so you're making sure you're adding even amounts of the yolk and the egg white.
You see.
And then you mix it until it just comes together to a pastry.
And then you roll into it.
And then you'll sort of knead it lightly, like I said, and then rest it. Let me talk to you quickly through blind baking. Blind baking is to make sure that you don't get that dreaded soggy bottom. So basically, nobody likes a soggy bottom quiche. So basically, you pop it into a preheated oven with some baking beans on there. So put some baking.
Weight it down.
Exactly, to make sure that it doesn't bubble and become uneven. Then into the oven. Bake it for about 25 minutes, take it out, take the beans off, and then put it back into the oven again, just to seal that bottom of the pastry.
Just make it extra crusty.
Exactly, before you pop your filling in. And then this goes into the oven, and yeah, quiche done.
I
Simple
love
as
that. You can start thinking about some maybe other variants of vegetables and combos.
Yeah.
But we've got a voice note coming through right now. Nolotando is going to weigh in and possibly win herself a cookbook. Let's hear.
Let's hear it.
Oh, she's the strong silent type. She just wanted to let the dramatic moment build for just a fraction because it's exciting like that. And Tracy, look, Tracy was really good this morning.
She was. I'm sure Noel Tando will also come through with
a bit intimidating. All right, let's hear from Nolotando.
So, Tim,
what's up?
My name is Nolotando Tundra. I'm in East London. I would love to have one of Zola's book because I love cooking, and I also watch Tastemaster every time, and I love her cookings also. And I'm watching even now. I'm late to work. I'm supposed to be at work 8 o'clock, but I want to watch what she's gonna cook today. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. How quickly she's talking because she's got to get out of here because she's late for work. You've got a difficult choice to make right now. I'm going to put you on the spot. But between Tracy, who was so beautiful and emotional in her dedication to you, Nolotando, who is literally late for work because she loves you so much.
Yep.
This is a tough one to call. Who is going to receive the cookbook
pressure.
out of the two of these? I've got to turn the tables on you. I'm trying to be judgy here.
I think Tracy said lovely things, but she said she wanted specifically by English bundles,
okay.
finishing. She wanted 7 colors specifically, so we're going to give away Simply Delicious in this one. So I'm going to say Nolotando gets this book.
Yay! Nolotando! You can now go and give it to your boss at work and apologize for being late. Keep those voice notes coming, 0634088863. Your messages for Zola, your questions for Zola. She is our Zulu queen who is running the culinary hotline. Bling! Ting, ting, ting! It continues after this. We'll see you now.
Win with the Tastemaster Junior and Clover. Watch this week's show and bake your family's best love pudding recipe using your favorite Clover products. Upload it to socials by replying to the competition post using hashtag the Tastemaster Junior and hashtag Clover Made with Love. You could win a KitchenAid Classic Stand Mixer plus a Clover hamper. Don't miss the Tastemaster Junior Made with Love by Clover. Tuesday evenings at 7, repeat Wednesdays at 1 and Sundays at 4 p.m. Only on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is still Expresso on S3 with the best of the best. And yes, we are in great company. And I need to tell you something because we've been talking about it for a little while now. And I think I'm just as confused as you. South Africa has been taken over by the first completely customizable mobile network, Melon Mobile. And today we're joined by two brands that were also victim to this Melon mayhem, where their billboards across South Africa were completely rebranded. Now, to fill us in on what exactly is happening, co-founder of Falskun, Nick Dreyer, is here, as well as brand manager of Lyft, Hayden Hennick. They join us in studio, and you can see the question marks.
Yeah, gents, I need to get to the bottom of this. What is going on? How do you feel the fact that your billboards are getting taken over? And talk to me more about this. This is wild.
I mean, the first thought I had was like, what in the melon is going on? I mean, as you can imagine, billboards in South Africa, they're hot property, right?
Yeah.
And we were so proud to have Lyft billboards.
All the work that goes into it. Yeah.
Exactly, and the cost. And I actually had a friend tweet me the takeover.
Wow.
And I couldn't believe my eyes. I think we were too busy focusing on takeoffs instead of takeovers.
What you did there. How about you, Nick?
Listen, it came as a surprise. What a beautiful little piece of disruption. You know, it's like somebody's walked up to our billboard and just stuck a post-it note over it and said, pay attention to us, this is like a really cool thing. And at Falskun, you know, one minute you think you're selling shoes, the next minute you're looking at something and it changes the conversation completely. Which is the thing I found most fascinating about it. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's you're not upset by this. Yeah. You're not angry. It seems like you were welcoming this conversation and you're absolutely here for it. Is that correct?
Well, in our case, it was a surprise. It was shocking. But the minute you just think about it for 30 seconds, how cheeky, how South African, how fun. I love that we live in a place where something like this can happen.
Yeah.
And I just think that speaks to all the values of Falskun. It's just kind of, it is disruptive. And I think that's something that we should celebrate.
Yes, and I love that, because bring back cheeky marketing. We're so here for it. And you've mentioned some things that I want to touch on. You said, yes, it's cheeky, yes, it's disruptive. What do you love most about this campaign? Is it that in particular, or are there more elements to it?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of everything, but I think it's bold. I think asking 61 million people within our country to do something is a really bold marketing ask. I mean, some brands, they target specific areas, demographics, but with Melon targeting the whole country, it's bold, and I love it. And that's exactly who we all are, I think, and want to service the country.
Does it kind of complement your brand? Does it tie into exactly what you're playing into right now?
Absolutely. I mean, with Lyft specifically, young, dynamic, fun, a little bit of cheeky, and flexible. So Melon is flexible, bringing back that great customer service and really putting the power back into the hands of the customers.
Yeah, I think from a Falskun perspective, you know, Falskun's kind of known as a traditional thing, but with a pop of that Mzansi magic. And I think, you know, a mobile network is ubiquitous, right? We all have one, we all need one, it has a specific price. I think what Melon has done is that they've just reframed that, and they've gone, guys, this could be done differently, it could be done really well, and it could be done with great values, and it could be done that it feels a little bit more like us. And so from a Falskun perspective, we adore that, because I just think the more we as South Africans lean into the South Africanness of the stuff that makes us us, I think the better it'll be. So it's just good energy, man. We love it.
And I agree. I mean, it's no better time to be South African than now. We just saw the win from DDP happen.
What a weekend.
What a weekend. The Springboks as well, everybody just taking over, doing the most. So yes, be South African, embrace South African. I am here for it. I wanted to find out, why should South Africans take on this challenge by Melon Mobile in particular? I mean, they offer something so unique, so different. Why should we be interested?
Well, I don't know about you, Nick, but I actually am personally with Melon. I switched to them a few months ago, and I honestly, I just haven't looked back. It's so easy to use. unlimited phone calls. I'm not relying on WhatsApp
You said unlimited, eh?
reconnecting.
And those are regular
phone
calls, not the WhatsApp
Regular.
calls.
People think I'm fancy
Yeah,
now when I phone them.
Oh, it's a regular call.
My mom, when I phoned my mom, she's like, "Is everything okay?" I'm like, "I don't have data issues anymore."
I've made it, Mom.
And it's just so easy to do it on the app. I'm in complete control. I say this month I want 5 gigs of data, next month I want 20 gigs of data. So I think South Africa should put them to the test. And I literally haven't had one issue since I joined them.
Wonderful. Well, that's a review of notes. I mean, Nick, would you agree?
Listen, it's not just a review. I think, Millen should get you out there a little bit. I think it's so well explained. It's such a brilliant product and offering. And your question, why should South Africans give it a try? We're just a fan of South African business and startups and trying something new. And it just so happens, like most of the things that happen in South Africa, that they do it at a very high level.
Yeah.
They're worth giving a try. They're good people. I think this whole disruption and cheeky thing at least should get everybody's attention. I'd happily give them a go. And from all accounts, it works and it does a great job. So there's no reason not to try.
Well, Nick Hayden, thank you so much for coming through, for sharing your insights as to what's going on right now. And I think if you want to know more, Mzansi, there's an incredible opportunity for you to do exactly that. We're offering you the opportunity to test Millen Mobile out for yourself, and it doesn't cost a thing. There is a free trial that's available. You can head to millenmobile.co.za, get the unlimited calls and SMSs and 5 gigs of data for 14 days for free. You heard correctly. So there's every reason to get involved in this. Clearly, by these happy faces, there's something going right here, and I think we all want to get involved in this. So what are you waiting for? Go get some of those phone calls, go get some of those messages on, and go enjoy the connections that you make with your loved ones.
I'm worried if I phone someone with an actual normal phone call, they're just not going to answer, man. Now, I think I'm being led down a path. Chances are I'm going to be wearing my felt skirt on Saturday when I'm flying on lifts. Who knows who I'm going to be talking to or via on my phone. But right now, I want you to focus on the home and going nowhere until you've got the job done. It's time for another episode of Handy Heroes. And today, the experts from Central Mica in Fishhook share their DIY hacks and some beautiful, very valuable paint tips to help make that next DIY project that much easier.
Powered by Plascon, today's handy heroes come from Central Mica Fishhook in Cape Town.
Well, the store's been here for 76 years. We're turning 77 at the end of this year. Been in this position for over 40 years, which was the original farmstead where Fishhook community was built originally. So it's an establishment that's been around for a long time. We've got good staff. We've got staff that's been here for over 20 years. There's been a lot of journeys with this store. There's a lot of community involvement. We do a lot for the community and we try and help where we can. We try and cater for all business, for all matters of business, for all the type of customers, regardless of what their budget is.
I've had a long relationship at Central Mica, opening my first account here 30 years ago. It's a pleasant environment to come and be a customer in. You get to know all the staff pretty well. I know the staff personally, most of the staff on first name basis. They know who I am, and I know that is true for the rest of the staff.
Plascon is a tried and tested product. It is probably one of your most respected brands, especially in the southern suburbs, and it's been there as long as we can remember. It's a household brand. My favorite Plascon product has to be Wall and All. It's a good paint. It spreads well. It's not a cheap product, but you get good value for money out of that product. My DIY tip is when you're going to do any work, you start your preparation, but your base coats on that preparation should be your best paint that you apply. So you use your PP 700. Then you check your moisture content, make sure that is correct, especially in the Western Cape. Do it right the first time.
Handy Heroes, powered by Plascon. Together, we've got this.
I'm going to stress the word together. So I'm going to give you my own invaluable DIY tip, okay? It says do it yourself, but if you can't and don't think you can do it right the first time yourself, ask for help. There is no shame in it. And with experts like that, ready to lean on, and products like this, ready to let those DIY projects shine, we have got you covered. So to all the handy heroes, thank you.
When the cracks start to show, our strength and resilience is legendary. Micatex, strong enough to endure anything.
Yes, you're still on your Feel Good Breakfast Show where we're going to bring you some more culinary hotline bling.
Ding, ding, ding.
Just on the other side of the break, you're going to have to wait just a little bit for us to get involved in some delicious peri-peri and onion baked chicken, Zola's recipe specifically, so you know it's going to be absolutely delicious. And I have the honor of sharing this space with her. And you also could win another book because we're giving away a couple more of her recipe books. All you have to do is hit us up on our WhatsApp line and ask a beautiful question and also compliment our beautiful queen. Let her know how much she's impacted your life, because I can guarantee you have definitely touched so many lives in South Africa, Mzansi overall.
Aww.
So we'll see you on the other side of the break, and come hungry because we got something good.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Yes, baby, we are in the kitchen and we're back with Zola. A deliciously golden brown baked peri-peri chicken and onion dish. It's going to come together so nicely and just in time for your Sunday meal. It comes from a Simply Zola cookbook. And remember, if you have any questions for our culinary hotline bling, join us in our conversation by sharing your voice notes with us, because we still have many more books to give away.
Yes.
So you are actually the founder of Culinary Hotline Bling.
I guess you could call me that. The founder. Yes.
Founder.
I was here when it started, and I'm back for more.
And I'm so glad to be sharing the space with you, Zola, especially cooking. I know you're the pro, so I'm going to make you do the work. And
No. That's not how it works here. I'm going to make you do some work as well. So this particular recipe is from my second cookbook, Simply Zola. And I love a one tray, one sort of pot type of dish. And this is exactly that. We all love peri-peri chicken. So yeah, this is a very simplified version. So what you're going to do for me, in that tray, we've got some chicken thighs. I love the brown meat more than the white meat. It's also more better. It's more forgiving as well. You know, it's harder to overcook.
I like that.
So season those with salt and pepper for me, and then add those onions to that. So that's sort of the start of this recipe. Then in this bowl, I'm going to mix together the simplified peri-peri sauce. So this is some tomato juice. We're going to sweeten it up with some honey.
Wait, you're making the peri-peri from scratch?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah. That's my value here. You know? I make this from scratch and show you how to do it.
Before Norris Smith even existed.
So this tomato paste going in there as well. And then I'm going to do some smoked paprika. The smoky flavor is really lovely in peri-peri. And then for a bit of heat. Do you like a lot of heat, Carissa?
A little bit, just a bite.
Okay, just a bite, sure.
I knew you were going to do it.
Cayenne pepper going in there. And then also some spring onions going in. You can just pop those.
I was going to say, I'm just putting them down on the tray.
Just pop them in there, in and amongst the chicken. So then always roll your lemon on the counter.
Nice.
It sort of releases the juice a little bit easier.
Okay.
See it getting softer. Okay, so lemon juice going in there. And then you can, for me, grate
always
or
make me
micro.
do this.
Yeah, microplane some garlic in there for me. Do you like quite a lot of garlic? or are
I
you...
love garlic. Like, I don't care. I will kiss you with my garlic mouth.
You won't kiss me,
I
girl.
I'll try.
No, I'm joking. I don't mind garlicky kisses at all. Okay, so lemon juice going in there. If you like your peri-peri sauce a little bit more smoother, you could blend this up. But I don't mind a bit of a rustic situation.
I love the word rustic. Since it got introduced in the culinary world, I was like, yes, now I can enter the space because I feel welcome.
Yep.
It's going to be a little bit imperfect.
You
know?
are most welcome. Okay, so once you've grated that in, we're just going to give it a quick stir. Make sure you bang that microplane so we can get all the goodness.
Right. You might get some nail in here too. Is that fine?
No nail. No, that's not goodness.
That's not good.
We'll leave that out. Okay, so that looks good.
There you
then
go.
thank you very much. We give it a stir. And like I said, blend it up if you want a smoother finish. Oven is already preheated to 200 degrees. And like I said, this is a very simple version of peri-peri. It's got all the peri-peri flavor, but none of the, effort.
Exactly. And again, that's what we love. Listen, Nolutando is on the line with us, Zola. She's one of the winners of your cookbook. And honestly, she stole all of our hearts with that voice note. Hello, Nolutando.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Thanks for yourself, guys.
Good, man. Listen, you've got an opportunity to talk to Zola right here on the show. Do you want to say anything to her?
I'm sorry. I'm still in a taxi.
That's sweet.
Going to work.
She's in a taxi on her way to work.
Amazing. Well, I hope you still make it to work in time, but you've got something to celebrate because a book is coming your way.
Okay.
Yes, Nolutando, Simply Delicious is coming your way. Tell us, did you have breakfast today?
Not yet. I'm still going to work.
Okay. Well, when you get
work.
there, let us know what your breakfast is looking like because we might just send you some peri-peri chicken, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to grab the one from the oven.
Congratulations, Nolutando. Thank you for joining us at the Feel Good Breakfast Show. And Zola, love you.
Thanks, Zola.
Thank you, Nolutando.
Expresso team.
I love that energy. Oh, my goodness. Look at the finished result.
Yes.
Okay,
and
so
this is
goes in
a
the oven.
great dish to make for a Simply Zola Sunday lunch as well. You can see it all comes together in one pan. It's really simple. You can reduce it some more if you want your sauce to be a little bit thicker. Maybe baste it in between cooking as well. That'll help. But yeah, really, really simple, really, really easy, really, really quick, and very, very flavorful.
Now, I've got some questions for you.
Hit me
because
with them.
I am learning from the expert over here. Can you use chicken without the bone, or does the bone help?
The bone, for me, bone and skin equals flavor. So I like to keep it in the chicken, especially for an application like this. But you can definitely do boneless chicken thighs. It'll take a little bit less time to cook as well, because obviously the pieces will be smaller and thinner.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do this with chicken breast, for example, if you do like the white meat a little bit more, you could absolutely. But remember, breast does take a shorter time to cook. You don't want to overcook it. You don't want it to be too dry, etc. And then also you could beef this up and add potatoes to it, add some carrots to it, add pumpkin to it, butternut to it, or whatever, and make it a whole festive one-pan situation.
I'm so here for this one-pan wonder. Listen, Zola, we've got another voice note from Ramona. Ramona, what you got to say?
Wow, and this is Zola Nene, my favorite chef.
Yeah.
I think I'm watching Expresso, a great fan of your show from, I think, about 12 years now that I'm a retired nanny and granny. Wow, this is so awesome. I follow a lot of her recipes. I have so many written down. Okay, years back we didn't have all the fancy social medias. But praise God that Zola Nene is on Expresso this morning. Wow, 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 wow. I'd love to have that book. Wow. I'm watching this lovely quiche getting done now. Yep. Hey, you guys just rock, eh? I love you guys. From 6 to 9, every day without fail. But
She really wants a
Wednesday
book.
is my favorite day because I catch up on all the cooking and baking. Love you guys a lot. Ramona from Pietermaritzburg.
Oh, Ramona from Pietermaritzburg.
That deserves a round of
Come
applause.
on.
You killed that voice
you.
note. My goodness.
We love you, Debbie.
Sure.
Let's see how you compete with that, Debbie.
Oh, Debbie. Okay,
let's hear
hear it.
Debbie.
Good morning, beautiful Expresso team.
Morning, Debbie.
It's Debbie here, and I would love a chance to win one of Zola's cookbooks. Oh, Zola Nene is the most passionate chef that I've learned or got to know on your show, Expresso show, and the food that she makes, it's easy, it's simple. I love cooking, but I'm trying to get to the level where she is, or I don't think I'll ever will be. But I would love an opportunity just to try and cook the way she does, with passion, with love.
Aw,
And yes, please, please, I so much would love to win one of Zola's books. Please, please.
Please.
Yeah, the
Okay.
begging, Debbie. Listen, that was really, really sweet, and you had so much kindness to send my way, and you will get as good of a cook as I am. So Simply Zola is yours, Debbie.
Oh,
It's yours.
congratulations, Debbie.
Yeah, just like
I love that. And it definitely needs to be made with love like this one is today. But Ramona, listen, we love you, girl.
We do.
And I hope that you keep on watching Expresso and following Zola's beautiful, beautiful journey. A quick question about the side for this. What would you have? Some rice, some potatoes, some...
Rice, potatoes, even pap would be great with this. Yeah, any side that you want. A bit of crusty bread as well to dip into the sauce.
Or all of the
Go wild.
above. We're not going to judge you if you do that, okay? Thank you so much, Zola. Peri baked chicken with some onions. I hope that you're going to add this to your repertoire because it is absolutely delicious. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And
Thank
she's coming
you.
back, so don't go
Oh,
anywhere.
there's more. Yep.
Oh, well, all this deliciousness is simply making me feel like I want to take advantage of more opportunities. And there's a 63 million rand opportunity happening today. Yes, both myself and Jimin are hoping that you get involved in this one. We're going to too as well, because we're talking about the estimated Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 jackpots, which cannot be missed this Wednesday. So don't miss out and play Lotto. There's an estimated 16 million rand up on grabs. There's the Lotto Plus for Lotto Plus 1, sorry, for 12 million. And then there's Lotto Plus 2 for 35 million rand. So many millions going out today, bro. It's incredible.
Play them all. Play them all
Yeah.
if you can. And how do you do that? Well, you get your tickets in store. You can go online, nationallottery.co.za. That's their website. You can use their mobile app. You can use your own cell phone banking app, or you can simply dial star 120 star 7529 hash for all USSD.
Yeah, you've got options, and we're making it that much easier by putting all of these details on our Expresso social media pages, so you can go check it out right now, and that'll allow you to make sure that you get yourself in the running to win your share of 63 million rand in total estimated Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 jackpots today. What are you waiting for? Get involved. Yeah.
There are stories of dreamers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. I hope you are prepared for some power vocals. Joining us is Siki Joanne, a performing artist known as, and with right reason, the African Queen for her iconic performance of Ukonkotwane, such a beautiful, cheeky song that she just owned and did it beautifully. In fact, let's live that moment one more time. As the people do, put your hands together for Siki Joanne!
African Queen, bow down in her presence. I absolutely couldn't wait to have you here on the Expresso stage because I needed to ask you. I've been seeing that clip go viral again and again after the live performance on social media. Talk to me about what that experience was like for you and getting to relive it over and over again.
It's an amazing feeling. I get all the time. Every time I watch myself, I'm like, is this really me? It was so magical and it has opened so many doors for me. It keeps on trending at a different country at a time. You know, I have fans in Brazil now. They are like the most followers that I have on all my social media. So it's just amazing how it keeps on trending in a different part of the world at a time.
So now we need a tour, because if we become famous like this, and I know people might make the mistake of thinking this is an overnight success story, but I'm sorry, a voice like that is a lifetime in the making.
Yes.
And we get that, the nuance of that. You're a performer who is happiest by the looks of it on stage, performing and having that energy, that reciprocated energy. How excited are you about the inaugural tour and taking this onto stages everywhere?
Second one, independently as an artist, you know. I did this tour last year. I traveled across South Africa and across Brazil as well, and I'm doing it again. My tour has started already. We were in Durban on the 30th of July. It was absolutely amazing. The audience received us in a very amazing way. It's so good for the soul. I must say it myself because I felt good after the show. The audience was chanting. They did not want me to stop singing. And the tour is continuing. We are going to be in Cape Town, here in Cape Town, on the 31st of August at Young Blood. I'm going to be in Johannesburg on the 7th of September at the King's Kraal. And then I'm going to be in Port Elizabeth at the One Room Live on the 14th of September. Cape Town people, I'll see you on the 31st.
Thank you so much.
On the 31st.
And listen, Durban has already thrown down the gauntlet, hey? So Cape Town, you better rise to the occasion.
Oh, I got faith that they will. I mean, like you said, it's an energy exchange when you step onto stage, and that's why you feel fulfilled when you walk away. So what can people expect when they buy their tickets, they're sitting down, they're ready to receive your goodness? What exactly is it about?
There is nothing greater than reciprocity. You know, I give and I take. You take from me, I take from you as well. So the audience must come prepared to receive some healing, to receive some music that speaks to their soul, music that speaks about love, you know, everyday struggles, about marriage, about growing up in the township, about my stories as a Xhosa woman. And it's actually taken from my album called Chapter 30. So Chapter 30 is my album that speaks about my entire life, my upbringing, you know. So people must expect Xhosa music, must expect jazz, must expect Afropop, Afro soul, some Portuguese music as well, samba and bossa nova. Because when I went to Brazil, I learned some songs, honey.
You must.
And the hips, it's amazing to me. I spent some time in Brazil. The hips move in the same way. There is a syncopation between South Africa and Brazil that just works. I get it. It strikes me as being effortless for you in terms of the brand and who you represent. And so many artists out there have to kind of be so intentional about creating that. But I kind of get the feeling this is who you are, and there's no way of changing that.
No. I try to be versatile in terms of like, moving to other genres, I find myself not fitting. You know, Amapiano is taking the world by storm. And I don't think that all of us are going to sing Amapiano.
That's okay.
You know, I would like to stick to my brand. I would like to stick to the African Queen brand and look sophisticated.
What do you mean look? Be.
You are embodying the full being of an African queen. And you know what's even better? We get to see it. Front row seats, baby. What a privilege on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Thank you so much, Siggy Joanne. I can't wait to hear your goodness. We heard it in the sound check, and you're in for an incredible, incredible performance.
Yo, you cannot overuse the word incredible right now because I'm absolutely here for today. So many queens coming through on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and we're going to carry on with another one because after delighting us with two incredible savory dishes, a courgette and goat's milk cheese quiche, and then we followed it with a flavorful baked peri-peri chicken, and now we're finishing things on a sweet note with Zola's strawberry upside down cake, and that's from her Simply 7 Colors cookbook. Zola, we're loving everything about you this morning, your energy, your vibe, your inspiration.
Thank you.
And we've got another winner on the line, obviously, that just won one of your cookbooks. It's Didi. We're going to chat to her. Awesome. I know we are making a cake, but I want to chat to Debbie, sorry, about just winning that book before. So let's say good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Hi.
Debbie, you just won that incredible cookbook from Zola. How are you feeling, firstly?
Yes!
Yep, you won it. Simply Zola's yours. Yeah.
I don't care what book it was as long as I won a book.
That's the spirit, Debbie.
It's not just a book, Debbie. It's a book full of inspiration, full of some of the most incredible meals. Do you have anything that you're planning to make out of that book for possibly this weekend, maybe?
I'm not sure. I'm so super excited. I've got no idea. I have to go through that book and see what I want to do. Yep. And your guys, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. God bless you, man.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Debbie, for coming through. And you can hear the excitement in
that
her face
so
right now.
Cool,
a reminder to you, Mzansi, that we are still running this competition and we have one more book to give away to lucky viewers. So come through with our voice notes and you could be a winner of, I hope it's the seven colors, yes?
7 colors,
I was hoping that because for me, what I've been seeing and what's been really, really like just ticking my box when it comes to food stimulation is what you do on a Sunday.
Oh,
I'm angry though. I've got some beef to pick with you because you put that picture up way too late on a Sunday and I need to replicate that on the day.
Well, this is the thing, right? It's actually my Sunday lunch, so I post it at lunchtime when I'm eating it because I've been cooking it in the morning, right?
This is what I wanted to ask you. It seems authentic, and a lot of what you do is exactly that. It seems like you are literally preparing something that has inspired you and then you share it with your audience.
That's it.
A lot of the time, people are preparing these things like, all right, on Sunday, I'm going to do this and go crazy. But you seem to have this authenticity about you. What leads you to create these meals? What leads you to find the inspiration to say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do today, or this is the meat option, this is the color pairing that I'm going to use. How do you get that inspiration?
Honestly, I look in my fridge and see what I have.
Okay.
Often, I'm tempted by a craving. So if I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood for chicken or I'm in the mood for lamb, I'll start there. Also, seasonality is something that definitely inspires me. So if something is abundant and in season, I'll often go, oh, I should make something with that. But yeah, you know, you say authentic. I'm glad that I come across that way because I really do try to be as authentic as possible. And this is the type of food that I do eat and I do make, you know, for myself and for my family. So, sharing that and getting people excited on a Sunday to prepare a meal and enjoy it as a family is so cool.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that have definitely become that and more. Not forgetting that we are making dessert right now. Let's talk about this cake, because it's not just any old cake. We somehow flipped this upside down.
We do. We've done it topsy-turvy, and it's an upside-down strawberry cake, and it is from my third cookbook, Simply 7 Colors.
Nice.
And basically the concept of that book is that each chapter is a color, so you choose something from each chapter, and then you create like your 7-color Sunday meal. So we are making dessert, and this is a strawberry upside down tart. So I'm going to get upside down cake. Excuse me, it's not a tart. We made a tart earlier. Okay, so you're going to carry on with the batter for the cake. So in that bowl, you've got some creamed sugar and butter already done for you. You're going to add the egg one at a time and give that a mix into that. Yeah, and then you're going to add the yogurt. You're going to add some lemon zest, and then I will come and help you after I've finished slicing up these strawberries. So you can slice them.
You mentioned something about putting the egg in one at a time. Is there like a reason for that exactly?
There is, just to prevent curdling. So basically, yeah, you're mixing essentially like a liquid with a fat. So you want to kind of gently do it or coerce it to emulsify, essentially. But if it does split, don't worry. Like I say, I'm all about simplifying things. So if it does split, I will give you a tip on how to rectify it.
Nice.
Don't
all right.
you worry.
Speaking of tips, we've got a lot going on right now. This is the Culinary Conundrum. We've got a caller on the line that actually has more than likely a question. Sorry, and I think it's actually a voice note coming through. So let's say good morning and see what the question is.
Good morning, Expresso fam and Zola.
Hi.
Firstly, I'd like to say I'm such a huge fan of Zola and her work. Winning one of the cookbooks would be such a dream right now for me, as I am a foodie myself. I enjoy cooking. I love cooking. And she's such an inspiration to all young and upcoming chefs. So getting one of those books, I'd be so happy with any one of the books. Thank you.
Oh, very sweet. She sounds lovely. Thank you for that lovely message.
And deservedly being showered with absolute praise this morning. I think everybody that knows you or knows something about you has those same feelings. And maybe another one from this voice up next. Let's say good morning.
Good morning, Expresso family. I am so happy this morning, and the reason for my happiness is because you've got Zola Nene on your show. My name is Kenoline, and I absolutely love your cooking, Zola. I watch you on TikTok. I watch you everywhere. I just told my husband now that this year Christmas, I would love to make your ginger beer gammon that I saw on TikTok. I just absolutely want to make everything that you cook. Thank you so much, Zola, for all the beautiful recipes. My goal is to try and make at least one of each of them once in this lifetime of mine. Thank you, Zola, for all the nice food.
Oh, sweet.
Wow.
Thank you, Kimberly, right? That's her name?
I think that was
so,
Kimberly. I'm going to just confirm, because what we're going to do is take these voice notes and actually ask you to somehow figure out between them who's going to be the next winner of their cookbook.
More and more difficult every time, because these voice notes are really so lovely. And I appreciate the love so much. It makes me want to come back permanently. What must happen?
We definitely want you back, so we're going to hold you to that, but we're going to have to hold you to this. So whenever you are ready to announce your winner, let us know, because we've got a drum roll and everything. We want to make this prestigious. This is the last one that we're giving away. So
I'm going to think about it while we finish the cake, okay?
Right. While we finish the cake.
You have zested some lemon into that. So eggs one at a time, lemon in there. And then you're going to add the yogurt into that, okay? And then here I've mixed up the dry ingredients, which is cake flour, bicarb, and baking powder.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We use salted butter in there. If you didn't use salted butter, you would add a pinch of salt. Here, for the base, like Ral said, we make this upside down. So these are strawberries that are sliced up or cut up. To that, we've added some sugar, a bit of lemon juice, some maple syrup. You can add a bit of vanilla as well.
Gosh,
so pop that into the bottom.
I got a question. And often when you are working with fruits, especially in tarts and cakes and things like this, sometimes they can end up soggy.
Yeah.
How do you prevent that? Can you prevent that?
In something like this, you want the fruit to kind of cook down and become jammy and softer. So you want that in this. If you weren't wanting the fruit to cook completely, poach it maybe on the side in a saucepan. You could do exactly the same mixture. And then, just until it's just slightly tender, and then serve it with the cake. Yeah?
Absolutely amazing. Now, we've got a bit of time here, so let's quickly talk through how we get the last steps of this recipe together. We won't have time to actually physically put it together, but let's just talk it through.
Sure. I just want to let you know that yours had split. Don't worry.
I was going to ask you about
don't
that.
Feel
I didn't
bad.
want to look
don't
too
feel
bad,
bad.
though.
It's fine. Which I know you wanted to sort of rush over that, but it's split. All you need to do is add a little bit of the dry ingredients, mix that really rapidly, and then it should come back together.
Okay.
But don't worry about it. So basically, dry ingredients go in. This batter goes on top of the fruit, just as it is, not pre-cooked, if you're making it exactly the way in the recipe. Then into the oven, 180 degrees, bake it until it's sort of a skewer comes out clean. It'll take about 35 minutes, but keep an eye on it. And then, and then here's one I made earlier.
Oh, fast forward into the future. Zola's come prepared, of course, not leaving us hanging with the final product. It looks incredible.
We go. So you see, it comes upside down, and then you can see the strawberry. So you invert it, obviously, after it's baked, and then dusting of icing sugar, and your Sunday dessert is ready to go. There we go.
Voila.
Upside down strawberry
Absolutely
cake.
love it. That wraps up our culinary hotline. I hope you enjoyed it, Mzansi. Thank you for coming through. Zola, I want to say thank you to you. You were absolutely incredible. Sharing all your magic, giving us every reason to, if we haven't won the book, to go out and get it for ourselves. Get a copy. It's available everywhere. And you don't want to disappoint yourselves and your family from all this incredible inspiration. So, Zola, thank you, thank you, thank you. Congratulations to all our winners. We do have one more to announce, and we'll ask Zola to maybe mention that in just a bit. But you want to do it right now?
Yeah.
Caller number 1 or caller number 2?
Caller number 2, Kimberly, the book's yours.
Yes, Kimberly! That wraps up a beautiful edition of your Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting! We love you, Zola. Oh, we love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Be a handy hero this spring and stand the chance of winning 10,000 Rand cash from Plascon. To enter, tell us what Plascon product you purchased this spring and include hashtag PlasconSA. Enter by replying to Expresso's competition post on Facebook, X or Instagram, or WhatsApp your entry to 084 368 1603. Remember to keep your proof of purchase. Competition closes 27th of September at midday. T's and C's apply and can be found on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. If you love your furry four-legged friends as much as we do, then listen up. Now, I consider myself a bit of a dog snob, if you will. I love them absolutely to bits. Take a look at little Leo. He did actually have a Springbok rugby jersey on, okay? But we try to do our best to take the best care of them. I think Ryle, case in point, he leaves nothing out there, not even an item of clothing when he takes his dog for a walk. He leaves it all out there, all right? So we're going to play a bit of a game of myth or fact with Carissa to find out if she can join our furry, fun-loving family, okay?
Furry.
And some of these questions might surprise you. I didn't know the answers to most of them, to be quite honest, which is great because we want to put you to the test. We're going to play a little game of myth or fact. So you're going to tell me, is it right or is it wrong? Okay. All right, okay, dip into the grey matter right now. Get in the zone. Our first question, is this a myth or a fact? Flea and tick treatments are only needed during the summer. Well, you must know the answer.
I think I know the answer, but I'll give it to you first.
Oh, God.
Look at you.
I was confident until he did that. I'm going to say all year round, so myth.
I agree. Definitely agree. It's a myth. It's all year round.
I think you just did a rope-a-dope. It is, in fact, a myth.
A young rope.
Any season can be parasite season for your dog. And often when you leave the one parasite, then the other parasite steps into the fold. Now they need to be protected all year round. OK, here is our next question. Is this a myth or a fact? NexGard can only be given to large dogs, like Ryle's dogs.
Yeah, I think you know the answer.
Yeah, I got a tiny dog. You got a big dog.
It's a myth for sure.
Yeah.
You can give it to any size dog, yeah.
Even a tiny little
Even tiny little
chihuahua. Yes, I think you are right. It is, in fact, a myth because NexGard is available in various dosages, suitable for dogs of all sizes, from small breeds to large breeds, even to the peeny-weeny breeds like mine. My one pup is called Petey because she is just so tiny.
I didn't know that.
Lowly.
Is that the Parkour one?
No, that's Leo. It's got the Parkour short legs. I love that. Well done, team. 2 for 2. Let's get on to our next myth or fact. All flea, tick, and worm treatments are the same.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with lies. All lies. It's a myth.
It's a lie.
It's a lie.
Yeah, that says like intent, okay?
Yeah, that's a tricky one, but I think it's a myth.
Think about the sad dog before you answer this question. Just how sad is that little puppy? Because he knows that it is a myth.
Nice.
Not all
Wow.
treatments are created equally. Treatments are, they certainly vary in their active ingredients, their effectiveness, and the methods of application. It's important to choose the right product for your dog's specific needs. Now look how happy he looks there.
Aww.
Hey, shame, poor little pup. Myth or fact number 4, bees die after stinging. Bit left field.
Whoa, what happened to them?
I know, people have pet bees.
So when I
Well, I suppose they keep them.
Beekeepers. All right.
They work in
When I was
partnership with
younger,
bees.
this happened to me. Like the first time discovering what a bee sting is, going through the pain and stuff, and I was so angry. And then someone told me, I don't know if it's true or not, someone told me, but now that poor bee's gonna die.
Done, yeah.
I felt so bad, and I was like, I wanted to give the stinger back. Like, you can't do that. So,
Suck the
according to
poison
my
out.
experience, yeah, I think they do.
And sadly, that is true. It is a fact. Only honey bees die out of all of the bee species after stinging because their stingers are barbed and they get stuck in the skin, pulling out parts of their abdomen.
Oh, no.
That's I know. So it's not even just death.
It's
It's like
stomach out
it's
there.
awful. That's why you must use like a sharp blade or a knife to scrape one of the a bee sting out because of those barbs at an angle. Incredible, man. Oh, no, that just made my day so sad. Myth or fact number 5. You can stop using NexGard once the symptoms disappear. This feels like a trick question.
That is a trick
That poor
question.
Labrador
You
is...
got an answer? I think that's a myth.
I was going to say true. Oh, okay.
I think you should carry on.
Okay, he thinks stay the course. You think, you're fine. Your
That's
pup will be all right.
good. He's
It's
a
good.
fighter.
Let's find out. It is, in fact, a myth, okay? The truth is continuous use of NexGard is necessary for ongoing protection against parasites. Let's get into our next one.
Makes sense.
Our fun myth or fact number 6. Kangaroos can't walk backwards.
Oh my word, that is a great one because
Kangaroos are scary.
they're kind of like walking on their knees in a way.
What?
Yeah, like like you know what I mean, like
I don't know what you mean.
backwards knees.
But it's dangerous because they've got a giant tail. So if they walk backwards, they'll be knocking over tables.
I don't think they can
and
walk
chairs.
backwards, actually.
I don't think
I don't
so,
think
but
so.
I don't know.
I don't
Let's
know
see.
enough about kangaroos.
Maybe you should ask Reagan.
Fact! Kangaroos can't walk backwards easily due to their muscular tail and hind legs, which are adapted for hopping. However, they can move backwards in small steps if necessary. So they can't hop backwards, but they can moonwalk. They can do the ray gun or the meerkat, if you will. I absolutely love it. Well, caring for the companions, regardless of what animal that is, even a kangaroo. And of course, they do care for us when it comes to our home pets. NexGard has got our furry friends literally covered. It's the global #1 pet parasiticide. I hope I'm saying that right. So you can guard them from parasites from the inside and out with the most complete parasite protection range, and also, thankfully, in a tasty monthly chew, which the dogs love. NexGard and NexGard Spectra are available in a convenient 1-month or 3-month protection pack and a 1 or 2, and offering the right dose and right protection from fleas, ticks, mites, and worms, regardless of the size of your pup. There is a fit. So I feel like I'm a winner every day, so I'm very excited to share the winningness with you right now. And of course, one lucky viewer stands the chance of winning themselves a 2,000 Rand cash prize to enjoy with their furry friends. That's the condition, as well as a surprise goodie thrown in as well to become a winner. You simply have to reply to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook, our X or our Instagram platforms and tell us how your dog loves to play. And remember to include that hashtag NextGuard and Guardians of Love in your answer. The competition closes midday. That's this Friday, the 23rd of August. T's and C's applying can be found on expressoshow.com. Carissa, I absolutely love you, okay, but you did get one wrong, which means our furry Papa Bear over here with the love antenna wins himself. Listen, my dogs are so small, if I had to throw that once, my dogs would never come back.
My dog doesn't play touch.
Tell you a secret, you can use this for me.
I love it. Congratulations. Well, absolutely beautiful. Round of applause, and you can keep the applause going because right now on stage is a singular performer in South Africa, Siki Jonas.
This is Siki Joanne. I'm going to sing my song called Kumbula. Enjoy.
Sokola bavelaphi izolo ngoku benditsala nzima yo Ndiyakhumbula bebendithathela phansi ndiyakhumbula bebendingcungcuthekisa namhlanje bayandifuna mama benditsala nzima andisafuni ukuhamba nechomi ezimdaka thola mama ndivile bekumnyama ekhaya izolo bebengekho namhlanje kumhlophe bayandifuna mama
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso on S3, and let me tell you, we've sorted you out on the entertainment front, and now we're going to go a little bit deeper into your home because we want to revitalize your senses with a fresh scent, because it is that season where we want our houses to smell absolutely fantastic. And she is back from Paris, baby. Stylist and blogger Megan Pedro is here to talk us through how to choose a fragrance, their sweet-smelling superpowers, and also, of course, some Woolworths newness to add to your homes for a transitional refresh. We're coming to the end of August, Meg, and we want to know how to step into spring smelling fantastic.
We're going to step in and say bonjour.
Bonjour. How was Paris? My
amazing.
goodness.
Absolutely amazing. So we're bringing a couple of things back in my true French personality.
Yes, please. I love it. Well, you know, when I think about a home fragrance, I think about things like cookies being baked, and you're like, yes, it feels like home in here, or a nice Sunday meal being baked. But fragrance is also just as important when it comes to the home. So where does one begin to choose a home fragrance?
It's the difference between a house and a home, truly, honestly, right? So it really is about the purpose that you're trying to create. So are you trying to have a relaxing feel? So you have a little bit of lavender, a little bit of chamomile, you know, like next to your bed. Are you trying to have it as your study space? So you need it to be like a bit rejuvenating, so you need some citrus. So there's different ways that we can definitely play with scent.
Wow.
And then, of course, the size of your space is quite determining on what you will then use.
Right.
Because if you have a bigger space, this goes into kind of what you'll then use for that space. But then, you know, a little candle is so nice for your guest bathroom. And then the size of your diffuser and your room sprays, we'll get into everything.
Yes, and I can't wait because we have so much in front of us right now. But I do want to know why it's so important to have a signature scent for your home. That's Carissa's home, that's Megan's home. I know it by the way that it smells.
So if you walk into my home, I'm hosting you. The first thing besides me that you just have the interaction with is that memory. So you'll know, oh my gosh, when I had that beautiful lime and bergamot, it was when we were sitting there and the doors were open and we had welcome drinks, and you know, you kind of go into the guest bathroom and you smell something else, and it's so beautiful to just have memories that are evoked, and it really gives like a personal feeling to something, which is why I think gifting someone a scent is such a beautiful thing as well. It's very personal, but it really does give someone such a lasting memory.
Oh, I love that. And gifting season is coming our way, as well as a change of season that is coming. So I want to go through the different fragrances to see which one. Personally, I'm over here.
Oh, wow.
But let's start with the green and work our way through. What do we have here, Meg?
So we have bergamot and lime. So again, you can see the colorways. This goes into every home, which I absolutely love. Whether you have that pop of blue or that pop of color, it is so beautiful to just have these neutral colorways that bring in, because then it's again a gift for absolutely anyone, and you know it's going to go everywhere. So if you are a little bit stuck with kind of, you know, how do I go about this? All the information is on the box. So when you are in store, it's so nice to read around it, because it can feel quite overwhelming to know top notes, middle notes, base notes. So I don't know
what
how much...
are top notes, middle notes, base notes?
So I learned so much, especially in France. I did a perfume course, which was incredible, and which is actually on Woolies Beauty at the moment. And it was so lovely to know that, okay, so let's do an experiment here for a little bit, okay? So your first spray is your top note, right? What you just smell from the beginning. So what do you get from that?
Oh, now you're testing me. I just know that it smells quite masculine. I
Yes.
feel it's also a little calming. Maybe
Yes.
you mentioned lavender earlier.
Lavender and cedarwood is in this top note.
Okay.
Look at you. Okay. So then the middle notes is kind of how it starts to settle, which I think is actually really, really beautiful. So over here, we've got a bit of lemon and lavender.
Lovely.
And then my absolute favorite is your base note. Now, your base note is actually known as your intimate note, because just like a fragrance, when you hug someone, those are the people that you're letting in intimately. So there's a different scent that those people will get immediately. So you can tell when you walk into a room, when someone says, oh, you smell amazing, but when they hug you, there's another scent.
There are levels to this.
That is a base note. And in this one specifically, we have patchouli leaf. Okay. So it really is a layer of absolutely delicious fragrances, and something to, again, seasonally, like you said. So we've got the beautiful bergamot and lime, Black Forest, which you said...
My fave.
You there. Yes. And then the white sandalwood. Another tip that I have, so you can see we've got different diffusers, so different sizes for different spaces again. But if you don't want to do, I mean, if you are hosting people at that time, you can do a lot of the wooden sticks. But otherwise, if it's just you at home, just do one, because it actually then lets out less of the scent. So you're using less of the diffuser.
Oh my God.
So you don't actually have to do all of them
at the
all
same time.
Yeah. And then definitely keep turning them around, because then you wet each of the edges, which then, especially in front of a window, it's all the beautiful breezes.
All of the tips for the changing seasons coming your way. You've got so many options to pick and choose from out at Woolies to captivate your senses. And of course, just immerse yourself in a symphony of scents from Woolies. You can shop home fragrances and scented candles in store, online, and of course on the app. Bonjour and thank you so much.
I'm gonna go with this one.
Now, this is a bit of a silly question to ask on a culinary hotline. Bling, ding, 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 kind of a day. But yes, we are still craving a sweet treat after everything that we've made. And this one has a touch of elegance. This morning's recipe that Ryan and I are going to take on is sure to delight. We are baking white chocolate and raspberry crumble muffins. Get out of town.
Yes.
Perfect blend of creamy white chocolate and tangy raspberries, all topped with a crunchy crumble. And we're going to have a whole lot of fun doing this. And if you experience any bloating or nausea after consuming dairy, we might have the ultimate hack for you in our no-lack. So I don't know who should start the process first, or maybe we should do it in unison.
We can do that.
Okay,
yeah,
so
man.
I'm working on the crumble and I'm going to jump right in because that's pretty much all I have to do is just work it. So I've got my margarine. Okay, and we want the crumble to be extra crumble.
All right.
We've got the margarine route because we don't want the dairy, obviously, in this one.
Smart.
We got a bit of flour and we got ourselves some sugar. And I'm going to break this down once again, like I was doing earlier, into a nice kind of crumbly texture because you want that crumble on the end result. It needs to look like that.
And
All right,
man,
what are
this
you
is
doing there,
about,
kid?
Right, so we've got the crumble box ticked. Let's get the rest of it ticked, and that's the muffin itself. So we've got some dry ingredients to start off with. So we got some flour going in here. We got a little bit of salt, some baking powder, and then a little bit of sugar as well. Get that thing sweetened up. With regards to the wet ingredients, it's very simple. I've got 1 egg going into that, some oil. And this is where we're going to ask for that hero ingredient that no lack. I see your hands are a little bit dirty there. Can you assist me? Or
You're going to have to run into it, man. I'm looking
yes,
at this. This is like combining those craver flavorings that we get from so many separate sources all in one.
Yes.
I like a little sweet treat, a little bit of white chocolate, small doses. I absolutely love the raspberry, the tanginess of this, but I think an overindulgence in the dairy often is a problem. And if you experience bloating or nausea after consuming dairy, you might be lactose intolerant, and I know it's no joke. And you can take the first step to find out, in fact, by scanning the QR code and taking a quick and easy test. So look out for that QR code on your pack, and it's on the screen right now. This is a brilliant resource. It's your path to enjoying dairy without the discomfort, because Clover's no-lac lactose-free milk doesn't just offer a smooth, beautiful, rich taste. It's also enriched with calcium and vitamin D, helping you maintain those strong bones and a healthy immune system. That smells amazing.
Insane.
It is coming together beautifully,
and
my friend.
What you might have missed out on, G, while you were plugging the people in and all that great information, is that I also snuck in some white chocolate.
Yes.
I didn't use all of it. And then we've got some raspberries going in there as well. So this is something that's going to really just sweeten this up. You're going to get that sort of gooiness as you bite into some
those
of the
little
fruits.
pockets of that goodness, man.
Yeah, that's it. And it's something I absolutely love when we're talking about a muffin, because this is no longer a muffin, like we said. We've got all these infusions in here. We've got the chocolate, and then we have the crumble too. So it's going to be absolutely amazing when it comes together. Yeah.
Okay, so how do we bring this all together?
So I've got my mix pretty much coming together here. It looks like there's no clumpy bits. And I think if you do have that, it's not going to be that much of an issue, because it's really going to work out when you do get it baked on.
Yeah,
but
we've got quite a mix of textures in here as well. So I like a bit of crunch, a bit of the softer, gooey texture. I like the fact that we've got a contrast. Okay, I'm going to quickly wash my hands.
You don't have to wash them, I think, if you are really in the kitchen, because you could probably just lick them. It tastes that good. So if you have any assistance or anybody helping you out at this point in time, then yeah, everybody's want to clean the spoons and all the bowls. There's a lot to go around in this one. So like we said, you've got the baking tray over there, and these are going to simply pop in there. Let's make some space here. Very nicely done. And I'm going to try my very best to get these in here, and make sure you don't go too high on the height of it.
Rise,
Yes, it will rise, and it's got all this good stuff in here too. So you want to make make the most of that and not go crazy. But that's it, man. It's
And then
simple
a
as
little
that.
bit of the crumble,
Yeah.
and we are A for away. You can dress it with the raspberry on top. You can have a whole lot of fun. You can even put more white chocolate on the top. In fact, I would go crazy with the little white chocolate buttons. I absolutely love that. If you want to find this recipe and create it for yourself, head over to expressoshow.com. Well done, buddy. This looks amazing.
Proud of us, man. Yum.
Win with the Tastemaster Junior and Clover. Watch this week's show and bake your family's best love pudding recipe using your favorite Clover products. Upload it to socials by replying to the competition post using hashtag the Tastemaster Junior and hashtag Clover Made with Love. You could win a KitchenAid Classic Stand Mixer plus a Clover hamper. Don't miss the Tastemaster Junior Made with Love by Clover. Tuesday evenings at 7, repeat Wednesdays at 1 and Sundays at 4 p.m. Only on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
And for the final time, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this gorgeous Wednesday morning. We're just approaching at 9 o'clock, but we have to remind you one more time about winning some money.
63 million rand. Okay, there is a lot of money up for grabs. Lotto, Lotto plus 1, Lotto plus 2, amounting to that incredible jackpot this Wednesday.
Yeah, it's all happening today, and you can buy your tickets today in store on the nationallottery.co.za website, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529# and follow the USSDs. Simple as that.
Beautiful. All these details are on our Expresso social media pages, so go and check them out right now. And what we want to check out is this last and incredible performance by our artist for today, Siggy Jonas.
African queen, baby.
This is Bawaxandi Lahlekayo by Siggy Joe, and see you on the 31st of August at the Young Blood. Tickets available on Quicket. Woo!
Sukuthi mayenzeke intando yakho. Oluhambo kugcwele ingozi. Ndocela amandla kumdali wezinto zonke nezinyanya. Seke nithi khawulele, senithi khawulele. yeah. Igugu lami intando ifanisa nale yakho. Susa konke ukukroka mayenzeke intando yakho. Koluhambo kugcwele ingozi. Koluhambo kugcwele intshaba. Yeah, 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 yeah. Indlela zundikhawulele, zundikhawulele, yeah. Ndocela amandla kumdali wezinto zonke nezinyanya. Seke nindikhawulele, senindikhawulele, ndikhawulele, 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 ndikhawulele. Indlela, ndlela, indlela, ndlela. Wezulu nomhlaba. Oh, oh, oh. Seke nindikhawulele, senindikhawulele, ndikhawulele, 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 ndikhawulele. Indlela, ndlela, indlela, ndlela. Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, she is officially the African queen. Take a bow. Oh, we've got royalty all around us today. Our Zulu princesses here, Zola. We absolutely loved having you back home just for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye. Adios. Now we eat.